I should probably be looking at my stream to see if it's working. That would be smart, huh? Especially since we're going back to the doubles. Double the trouble. And to me... Oh, I forgot to do the test in the other... in YouTube. Something. Hey, it says live. YouTube. The bots aren't, though. Bots don't like me on YouTube. Sköll, can you hear me on YouTube? If you're there. Nightbot spoke to me. Nightbot's talking to me. Why isn't the other one doing it? Oh, I also have this... I got a lot of things to juggle. Why'd they make streaming so much harder? It was so much easier 10,000 years ago. When I first crawled out of the cheesy truck that fell off a cliff and exploded, or whatever my backstory is, off the the bright side of the moon, because the moon's made of cheese. What? Laughing at my own backstory. Is that bad? No, it's not bad. I think it's a boon to laugh at your own jokes because of how ridiculous they are. And I'm going to stick with that. If I can't laugh at myself... Well, no, I'm not even laughing at myself. I'm just laughing at how goofy the jokes I make are. No. What did I say? Back in the day, I said, I fell off the back of a cheese truck, and the cheese truck careened into a ravine and exploded, and I was from the moon because I made cheese, and I'm a little Babel, and... What's Fearless for? You're getting it for free. You're getting a stream. While I test to see if YouTube is actually working. Who put the bot? And bot, Shabbat. I'm not sure. Hope it wasn't me. Yeah, you got like fancy all sorts of stuff, Sköll. So, last time I did a bad stream on YouTube. Not because the quality was bad, but because... Am I live on Twitch? Yeah, why does it show... MrFearless is offline? That's kind of rude. Live on both. That's good news. I don't know how to read the YouTube graph. I wish there was a YouTube graph that showed me the performance of the stream. Or the health of the stream. Exactly, Sköll. Exactly. I wish walk-ons worked on YouTube. I don't think they do. I don't think we have such power. And I don't think there are, like, redeems and stuff on YouTube, are there? YouTube really lacks in the proper streaming content. There's so much more you could do with the tube of the U that you really can't do elsewhere. I mean, no. There's so much stuff you could do on Twitch that you can't do on the tube of the U. There we go. I said that completely backwards. Somehow I got it wrong. But YouTube is just not as versatile of a streaming platform as Twitch is. I will say, though, that first time I streamed, it was really interesting because I got some more exposure, right? Maybe that's a good metric to go by. Go by it. Go it by? I don't know. Guys, I've had a very long day. Talking is hard. Can we warm up for stream? Can I just mute myself and pretend we're starting the stream all over again? Can we start from the beginning? I mean, I actually don't even know how to delete messages on YouTube. Is that bad? Maybe I shouldn't say that out loud. The streaming tools for YouTube lack significantly, both on the streamer end and on the Twitch end, and on the viewer end. They're really bad on both the viewer and the streamer end. On the streamer end, with Twitch, I have all sorts of controls. I have all sorts of buttons to press. You know, feel like I'm playing an organ or a bass guitar. All sorts of things to press and play with. On YouTube, there's like a couple dials to play with. What has happened? What is that? Sköll! What did that sound like on YouTube? Were you listening? Sköll with a resub for 31 months! I've been booped. I was trying to get the noises set up correctly. I don't know if I did. Thank you for the resub, Sköll. Okay. What should have happened on YouTube, and when I have to review the footage, is that there should have been no noise for that. By the way, there's a Twitch resub for anyone who decides to watch this on YouTube at some indeterminate amount of time later. I am streaming concurrently to Twitch and YouTube, which is why I'm making comparisons between the two platforms. I've been streaming on Twitch for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, something like that. I'd have to look at when my affiliate birthday is. My affiliate birthday is actually coming up, sort of. It's 4 days before my birthday in October. So that gives me like a rough time frame of how long I've been streaming for. I did start YouTube, I don't know, maybe a year prior. And if my YouTube channel is 5 years old, Twitch maybe 4. I don't know. Does that sound right? Does that sound reasonable? Something like that, in the 4 to 5 year time frame. And YouTube streaming is much newer than Twitch streaming. You have been able to stream for about as long as I've been streaming on Twitch, but the tools and the resources and the means of streaming were never really there. Twitch has larger growth metrics. It has its own culture. It has its own community. It's developed a lot over the course of its lifetime. And the same cannot be said for YouTube. And it shows in the tools available to both the streamer, that is me, and the people who are watching the streams, the viewers. The tools just aren't there. And maybe it's also because on YouTube I haven't yet reached the whatever the milestone is to get the Munmuns. On Twitch, it's affiliate. Is it partnered on YouTube? Because there's also a partner on Twitch. That also adds a big wrench into the mix because the terminology is so similar between the two platforms, even though they represent starkly different things. Like a subscriber is just someone who follows you on YouTube, right? Where a subscriber on Twitch is just someone who pays money. I told it earlier. It's wild. But that's how they build their brands, do you see? Big brain stuff. When you're a multi-bajillion-dollar company, you want to build your brand, and part of that is developing your own cohesive structure, separate from everyone else. You don't want to use the same words that everyone else does because you want to get people you get in people's minds that, oh, a resubscribe is Twitch, a follow is Twitch, channel points, Twitch, bits, Twitch, right? Or for YouTube, you got I can't remember. I don't have access to all the tools, so I can't really see all the fancy stuff that YouTube has on its end. But it has, I think for streams, it has like those, what do they call it? Where they pay money to send a message, essentially? Those things are very fascinating. Right? I think that's partly also because YouTube, as a video platform, is much more robust than Twitch. Twitch has very poor video metrics. It's their live streaming service, primarily. They do support videos and uploads and whatever, but they just don't have the storage capacity that YouTube does. YouTube houses... What was it? I had to look up again. How many minutes are uploaded to YouTube every hour. So 500 hours of video are uploaded to YouTube every minute, which is 300,000 hours of content per hour, right? The amount of content on YouTube is astronomical. And that's maybe why for streaming, it's not as good of a platform for exposure, right, as Twitch. So it's just a game of compromise, I suppose. I need to. The reason why we're sitting in this screen is because I'm reviewing the performance as I'm talking. Because I'm also going to try to record, which might be too much for my computer. I'm going to try to record as well as stream to both Twitch and YouTube. Because I want to start making more videos. And one way I could do that to streamline the process, and it's something I did before, although I probably did it very poorly in the past, which is converting parts of streams into more consumable content. Streams are nice because they're instant, they're live, they're stream of consciousness. That's the way I like to think of them. I'm just saying what comes on my mind. Videos, especially YouTube videos, are more curated content. You're showing your best self in a YouTube video, right? You can do cuts, you can do edits, you can spend as much time as you want crafting the most perfect video, which has been my enemy since day one. That aside, you can spend a lot more time on YouTube videos, and I do want them to be more polished than Twitch streams. By their nature, they should be more polished. I want to make content that I'm proud of, but I do need to make a compromise with my perfectionist self and make something that, actually works. So I'm going to be making that compromise by recording parts of my streams. Other streamers do it too, and I find it flows better. Because I'll be in the middle of working on something, and I'll be thinking, oh, this would be great for a YouTube video. And then I hesitate to continue working on it because I'm like, should I save it for content on YouTube? That's kind of redundant now that I'm streaming directly to YouTube, isn't it? Streams are different, okay? They're just different. They're a different beast to tackle. Not harder, not easier, different. For me, they've always been easier. I just like streams. Because you can sit down, hit a button, and go with the flow. With YouTube videos that require editing, they require skills that I do not have or I'm very rusty with. I am getting to videos, though. Don't worry. Just, need to get back in the room a bit. I'm really looking at 2 streams, and my brain hurts. I need to drink some more water already. Okay. In a couple minutes, we're going to see something pretty crazy on Twitch. We'll see if we survive. You are your own worst critic. I really am. I agree, Sköll on YouTube. Oh, that's something. Oh, no! No! Yeah. Wait, what are you doing? I didn't even... I was testing. Hi, guys. How's it going? Join us in following SlackLizard. Yeah, if you guys don't know who SlackLizard is, he's that crazy guy that just raided into me while I wasn't paying attention. Gary with a resub. Are we gonna troll Fearless now? No. 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 You can't troll me. I'm too innocent or something, You can't do that to me. What was that? What happened? I'm confused. Cheese of the day? Cheese of the day! Did it work? Did it play the noise? Welcome, BMX. Welcome, BMX Gal. Welcome to the Fearless family. We're playing on, SlackVille. Slack's World. And we're going to be working on my mega base today. We did it! And behold the power cheese! Okay, guys, I'm so excited to show you something. I'm so excited. Are you ready? Hold on. We got to go out of full screen. Hopefully I don't die. No, dead. No. No. You weren't supposed to close Minecraft. Where did the mouse go? Uh-oh. Minecraft. What are you doing? Gotta behave. We have guests. And then we're gonna do something crazy, guys. Are you ready for the cheese cam? Hold on, guys. I know there's so many messages. I'm slow. But we gotta go to cheese.com. because someone redeemed cheese of the day. And we gotta go. Can I do this? Is this gonna work? I've been working on something off the cuff. Is it gonna work? Did it work? Cheese cam! Guys, it's the cheese cam. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Are you seeing the cheese of the day right there? It's cheese cam. Cheese in 4K. Look at that, guys. It even has the little blinking thing up here. You can even see my mouse. I was actually thinking of making my mouse a mouse, because I thought that'd be funny. But I couldn't find the right image for it. If you guys can find me an image for me to change my mouse into a mouse, I would love that. You know, it would really complete the aesthetic. But look, it's cheese cam. Only Fearless would get cheese the day. Exactly. We can even look at the latest blog posts. They had one today, guys. 8 facts about mozzarella cheese. Wait, we gotta check. What's our charge on the cheese cam? Oh, we got 4 bars, right? You see that? Wait, hold up. Where's the mouse? Is it over here? Yeah, there it is. There it is. We got 4 bars of cheese. Facts about. Should we read? What is 8 facts about mozzarella cheese? Do you just love cheese? The stringy, gooey goodness that sparkle any snack, fruit, or main dish? I can't believe the cheese cam works. I'm a bad genius. I can't believe the cheese cam works. This I can't believe. Wait, hold on. I forgot. I'm also streaming on YouTube, guys. So I gotta check there occasionally for comments. Oh no, everything's good. Everything's good. Everything's good. What other message did I miss? I'm sorry, guys. I got too excited about cheese cam. Jade, Masonary Girl, hello, Gary. I gotta do the Gary wave. Gary sub 2, so I gotta really do the wave. There we go. 2 waves. You get 2 waves all in the middle cheese cam. Right? Like I said, cheese in 4K. We're living the cheese life. What else? Messages. Gary, Jade, making dinner. Adra, happy birthday, Adra. Was that yesterday or today? Happy birthday, regardless. I hope you had a fantastic birthday. Where'd my mouse go? My mouse keeps disappearing. Can you guys see it flicking across the screen? There it is. Details. No details. I'm definitely innocent, Adra. What else? That brings YouTube live. Yeah, like I said, I'm live on YouTube. Please. But anyway, cheese of the day. Cheese of the day. We can't be distracted by cheese facts. You know? Like, mozzarella can be made with cows, goats, or sheep's milk. But is commonly made with milk from water buffaloes? Water buffaloes? Water buffaloes. Okay. Cheese of the day is abundance, which is an amazing name for a cheese. I love the name. Look at that. You get to see everything, guys. All those facts I've been reciting all these years from cheese of the day, this is where I get them. Like I said, cheese in 4K. You can even see the cheese picture. You get to see and embrace the cheese. All we need is smell-o-vision, really, you know, to take it to the next level. So you can really embrace the flavor. Insider info. Want the water buffalo? This is you're seeing into the mind of Fearless right here. It's pretty crazy. Anyway, do I even need to read it? I guess I could. Abundance PDO, a cheese originating from, oh my gosh, Hot Savoy department in the Auvergne Rhone Alps in the southwest France. Why is everything so hard to say? I even said that wrong. I said that word wrong and I shouldn't have said that one. It's southeastern France. Maybe, okay, we'll skip that part. We'll just say it's from southeastern France. Has been made traditionally since the 12th century. Exclusively produced from unpasteurized cow's milk, the cheese received the esteemed PDO AOC designation in 1990. I don't know what that means. Is that banned? Like, if anyone should know, should I know what that means? The handcrafted wheel-shaped cheese exudes a robust aroma and boasts an intense, fruity, buttery, and hazelnut flavor profile. With a minimum maturation period of 3 months, the cheese develops a fine, nutty taste and a melt-in-the-mouth texture. I'm handing out all the trade secrets, guys. Look at that. It's not vegan. Sorry for all you vegans out there. But it's buttery and fruity and nutty. And it has a very pungent aroma. So, like I said, smell-o-vision is the next step of cheese cam. You know, we'll have, instead of just saying cheese cam here, it'll say cheese smell, and you press it to get the full width, the full experience. But and this is also where I would copy the name from and paste it in chat in the past. There we go. So this is what you guys get to see every time. Keep the day going forward. You get to see the beautiful experience of cheese cam. And I made this whole graphic myself. I'm actually pretty proud of it. It even blinks. I turned it into a GIF, a transparent GIF, so you can actually see through it. I'm super proud of the cheese in 4K. I want to do some more with cheese cam. I'm thinking that I want to try to make like a shimmer go around where it says cheese cam, like in this area here. Yeah, I'm circling that. So it goes around cheese cam in like a little golden circle. Trust me, it'll look beautiful. And then I also want to make the battery go down to force me to leave cheese cam after a certain amount of time. It'll go lower and lower and lower, and once it gets low enough, it'll say battery low, and then it'll go black. So I can't live in cheese cam forever. We need to have limitations on this power. It's just too great. 1,900 cheeses waiting for you to explore, and you can explore any cheese here. You can type one in, like my favorite cheese. And I haven't seen it on the cheese of the day list, so I'm kind of sad. I check all the time just to see. Is, no, not this one. That's French Munster. Sorry. Let's go. Can I search? Cheeses by country. Let's go to United States. Don't tell me they don't have it here. No, they do, because they have 27 pages. Isa Del Dio. I wanted this ready for Tuesday, but it wasn't quite ready for Tuesday. Cheese of the day, the redeem needed to mature a little bit, just like a proper cheese. So we're in the S's. What? B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, L, M, N, L, P. So S is after M, right? Is that how it works? Yeah, that makes sense. Pepper Jack. My father loves Pepper Jack. That's his favorite cheese. It's actually pretty good. There we go. M's. We're looking for MUs. This is my favorite. There it is. No, we're staying on target. This is cheese of the day. There's the best cheese ever made. Oh, yeah, it's E. I forgot. So this is the best cheese ever made. Delicious. Most powerful cheese ever made. It's excellent for pizza, actually. This is the secret ingredient to the classic Fearless cheese pizza. I don't know. Any pizza that's made with that cheese, automatic 10 out of 10. It's a great melting cheese, too. So it's not just great on pizza, it's great on anything you want to melt. Because most cheeses are tough, It goes really good on grilled cheeses with American cheese. It's amazing. Like 2 slices of American cheese and then one of these. You're probably taking your daily dose of salt with those. So good. And don't you dare tell me you guys eat your grilled cheese with mayo. Disgusting. Heathens. Butter all the way. Specifically margarine. Margarine's really good on grilled cheese. Margarine on both sides. 2 slices of American cheese. And then 1 Munster in the middle. It's a Munster sandwich. Best cheese ever made. Mayo? Yeah, people use mayo on their grilled cheeses. Like I said, absolutely horrifying. Most cheese is great with grated. Actually, you can grate most cheese and then combine it with citric acid to make an American cheese amalgam. Actually, if we go back here and we go to cheese, the first cheese page, then we go to American, which is this one. American cheese is traditionally made using cheddar, right? The cheese is made from blended milk, blah, 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 blah. It's traditionally made with cheddar. These days it isn't. It's similar, right? But American cheese is made specifically for melted, which is why it's so good on a grilled cheese or anything you need a melted cheese for. But the original recipe, and it doesn't say it here, which is kind of funny, the original recipe for the American cheese was citric acid, which, is the acid that makes oranges, limes, lemons, those kind of things tart. That's what makes them acidic. That is what they combined with cheddar leftovers from cheddar plants to make the first American cheese. Because cheddar cheese was the most common cheese in the world for a very long time, thanks to the fact that it comes from the UK. And the UK sort of through their cultural weight around the whole world, cheddar became the most popular cheese everywhere. So there was lots and lots of cheddar that was just not used for stuff. It was byproducts. Oh gosh, can you see that? Can you see that? Don't look! Don't look! I didn't know that would actually pop up screen. Close your eyes! Avert your eyes! It's interrupting my cheese cam! A monster mash, if you will. Exactly. But anyway, that first American cheese was like a goop. Using the trimmings from cheddar, because cheddar was the most common cheese in the world, and was definitely the most common in the United States. So lots of it was, well, honestly, just thrown away, right? Still edible, but it was thrown away because it wasn't fitting in nice bricks or whatever that they were using to make and sell to the public. So they took up the cheese trimmings, they combined it with citric acid to make a shelf-stable goop. Nacho cheese. The very first nacho cheese was the very first American cheese. Nacho cheese and American cheese are part of the same family of cheeses. They're related. And nacho cheese, at least the origin of nacho cheese, came first. And actually, it blew up in the First World War. The First World War being a time when soldiers needed rations, and they had a craving for that delicious cheesy goodness. So the American government contracted with the dudes who made this first American slop, because it was shelf-stable, because it would last a long time, and because it tasted okay, they started putting it in rations. And then Americans became addicted to the stuff. The French actually used to make fun of it. That's where it got the name American cheese, because the French soldiers stationed with the American soldiers in World War I mocked them by calling it American cheese, in quotation marks, because it wasn't real cheese. Because it's like I said, it's an amalgam of other cheeses. Then after the war, they wanted a cheese that they could use for other purposes, because you need like a solid cheese for that kind of stuff. So they mixed a bunch of other ingredients to get something more solid. And that's where the first American cheese slices were born. Traditionally, you pour the cheese like a goo into a mold, and that mold is like a flat piece. And then that flat piece solidifies, and then they package it individually, and they individually wrap them. And then that's American cheese. It's not cheddar anymore. It's made with other methods that are cheaper, because now American cheese is one of the most produced cheeses in the world, and cheddar just doesn't make enough, because cheddar is too slow. And now the most produced cheese in the world is mozzarella for pizzas. For a long time, the most popular food in the world, specifically because in America, was Italian-American food. And that's just a fancy way of saying pizza. That's why pizza places are everywhere in the United States. Absolutely everywhere. And along came a love for mozzarella. Specifically low-skim mozzarella. Low-fat, low-skim, low-moisture mozzarella. Because it's perfect for pizzas. And so that is actually the most popular pizza. In America, at least. Cheddar being, like, I think number 2 or number 3. And then American sitting up there near the top. Just because we make so much of it. There we go. Cheese facts. Government cheese. Yes, government cheese was made. This is probably a better description of government cheese right here. Right? And milk fats, and other ingredients. Government cheese was programmed by the American government to subsidize milk production and maximize the output from milk. Milk goes bad. It spoils. I know, that sucks. But it's subsidized by the American government, which is why it's cheap. That and corn are both subsidized heavily by the American government. So it means that farmers produced lots and lots of milk. And for a little bit, like the 60s, 70s, 80s-ish, milk was produced on such a scale that they were just throwing it out. Because they were given so much money by the federal government to make it, right? It wasn't actually being sold. So the government was like, oh, well, it's kind of cheap, so they bought it a bunch of it. They're like, well, what do we do with the milk now? Exactly! You turn it in cheese. You got it. We're on the same wavelength, Aaron. You turn the milk into cheese, and that was government cheese. You're very similar to American cheese, but more direct. More direct in the transition from milk to cheese. Anyway, should we play Minecraft? Probably. I guess. If we have to. Cheese caves be upon thee! Did you like the cheese cam, guys? What'd you think? In the future, we won't sit on it for as long. I was just happy to get it to work. Okay, we actually have to log in now and play Minecraft. I think the French soldiers had a point. Maybe they did. Right? The French soldiers and the French in general are used to those very long aged cheeses. Cheese is like wine or other brewed or yeasted or grown foods, in that the longer it sits, typically, in the opinion of many, the better it gets. But foods that sit for a long time aren't being sold really fast. So cheddar, especially in the United States, is not matured as long as it would be traditionally. That's why in the United States you could buy mild, regular cheddar, or sharp cheddar. Mild and regular cheddar are what you would consider low cheddars. They've only been matured for a couple months. And then sharp cheddar is like 6 months to a year. But real cheddar, like the cheddar that comes from England, can be matured for much, much longer. Because that's how cheeses work. But because you want a high turnover rate to produce as much as you can in the American way, it's made much faster. Right? And because specifically the American goop, the first American cheese, was a byproduct of cheese production, it was not held in high regard by countries that are very fond of their cheese, like France. Better cheddar! Yeah, cheddar's amazing. I love cheddar. It is so good. Speaking of good stuff, we are going to be working on my mega base today here on SlackVille. Someone was very kind, I think it was Air Force Bat, delivered me some resources in my mailbox for us to hopefully get started today. And we'll see where we go. Oh, I wasn't reading YouTube. Sorry, guys. Who's on YouTube? Just the bot. Oh, thank goodness. I'm also streaming on YouTube, so I gotta watch. I do that. Sort of works. You're on both, Sköll says. Good, because you gotta let me know if someone says something on YouTube. The last time I did my test stream on YouTube, people were saying stuff. I was ignoring them. They're like, "Are you even live?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm live." I was just not paying attention. Twitch chat sucks up all the mind space. Okay. We've took a nap. We're re-energized, ready for the day. To look up here. So, the last time I was on the SMP, I dug out the hub, but the time before that, I was building the very beginnings of the Fearless mega base on SlackVille. You know, I was gonna say the Slack mega base on Fearlessville. That doesn't work. What's Fearlessville? Maybe there should be a Fearlessville. Sköll, can we put that on the list of names? Or is that bad? You hate the sound of that. Half here and the other half there. I've split up the two chats so I can see them at the same time. I was talking to some, I think it was an alien doctor, about combining the two chats into one. I haven't gotten that far yet. I was testing it a little bit. I didn't like how it was working out, but I'm going to try to stitch the chats together and maybe overlay them on screen. I think that could be fun because the Twitch chat can see if anything YouTube says, and then vice versa, right? To make it a more cohesive experience. So when I'm responding to someone, you know that I'm not just saying something very strange. I'm actually responding to someone's comment. How to join? That's a good question. You could join SlackVille by applying through the Discord. Slack's Discord, specifically. How goes the ice farm? It's working. I was AFKing it the other week. I haven't AFK'd it in a little bit because my computer, we're having power outages where I am, and even though I have a UPS, a battery backup type thing, when the power goes out, it makes me nervous for my computer, so I haven't been AFKing overnight. But I'm hoping that those have been resolved, and I could do a little bit more AFK work at the ice farm. Because I'm going to need lots of ice. Do you want me to show you guys what we're planning on building? Let's see. Let's jump on my testing world. I've been working on it a little bit. What are the messages did I miss? Oh yeah, Mr. Bird message, sorry. One of the YouTube members is a way of putting both Twitch and chat. Yeah, it was Alien Doctor. I did talk to him briefly about it. Because I've been wanting to dual YouTube and Twitch stream for a very long time. I just didn't have the bandwidth for it or the hardware for it. And now that I have both, and I have the power to do it through OBS, I think it'll be a little smoother now. But anyway, we're going to building this. It'll take a while to build this, but... And it's not designed complete yet, but the bones are there, and that's what's important, the shape. So this is going to be the tentative name of this building, this structure, is the Castle of Idle Hands. I think that's a really cool, creepy kind of name. Once it's done, it'll have like these tendrils of ice running up the side, and then the ice tree below it, will have beautiful red veins going into it for the castle itself. Like the castle is bleeding into it. Super dark, super grimy, evil vampire castle-esque vibe floating in the sky. It's going to look gorgeous when it's done. But I need lots of blackstone and lots of deep slate for it. The other materials aren't too bad. It does need a lot of dark oak wood. A lot of dark oak. But dark oak is farmable, so that's not too bad. Deep slate and blackstone now, though, are a little bit harder. And the roof is also, I think, made of black wool. Because I thought it looked cool. Still some tweaks to make in designing the building. Yeah, it's black wool. But I think it'll look great. Add the silly beloved. Oh, I forgot the ad! Did you guys just get an ad? I wasn't paying attention. I was not paying attention. So there's a new ad system with Twitch. It's different. Oh, ad is Alien Doctor. I'm confused, but I get it. Someone did ask about how to join. If you want to join, I gotta find the right place for it, but there's a Discord. My Discord is where if you want to see more of me specifically, if you want to join SlackVille and get to meet all the other wonderful people who play on the server with me, people like Watchful, Slack himself, Stormy, Jade. Boy, let me try to think. Lady at Time, Sacred Lotus, Chewy, Little Chewy, Mo, Radar, T-Man. If you want to see all those wonderful people, the place to go is the Slack Discord. And if you want to apply to this world, not this specific one, because I'm going to create a version of the seed. If you want to apply to the SMP, the place to do it in Slack Discord. But also, I'm trying to revitalize my little Discord, bring some life back to it. I did remember. Oh, I forgot Aaron Glows, though. Aaron Glows also streams. Yeah. Sorry. I'm trying to think. I need to make a list. That I could just list people, right? I could just pretend like I remembered everyone, but I'm looking at a list, right? Then I wouldn't have to remember. Who else? Who else? I could look at I could look at stream day. The last SlackVille stream day. That'll give you an idea if I'm missing anyone. Let's see. N-Fan. Oh yeah, they've been streaming really early whenever they go live, and I don't get to watch them. Mama Panda did a couple streams. Obi-Wan is little. Jen. Oh, I forgot Jen. How did I forget Jen? That's embarrassing. Jen, Hopels, the Snack. If any of those names ring a bell, the place to find them is in the Slack Discord. All wonderful people, amazing builders, talented redstone engineers, or fun people to hang around with in general. You don't need to be the best at anything to be a blast to hang around. And I will say, I've been in the Discord 5 years at least. I was the 19th person to join the Slack Discord and met lots of wonderful people there. And there's a reason I'm still there to this day. There's my plug for the Slack Discord. You'll probably never hear a better plug anywhere else. But anyway, we're building this castle thing. I don't stream. You can find Bird there too. That's true. Bird, Gary's there. There's probably some cheese there too. Goob is there. If Goob is out there AFK somewhere. What else? Everyone's. Yeah, I also have new cheese emojis. I got this one. I did fill out the free tier of emojis because I felt emojis are just a fun way to express yourself, right? It's Twitch. Why not? Check back on this world, and let's go to my mailbox in the shopping district. Helen is another wonderful person. She doesn't stream, but Helen makes beautiful stuff. And that's actually where we're going and why I thought of Helen. We're going to go to one of her builds. How far can I navigate? without being able to see my HUD. Yellow Rosa, hello! How are you doing? Hoping you're cheesing around at the speed of sound. I fell off down here. Your fearful emotes look like Mothman? That's not Mothman. It's Dr. Fearful. The fiend of the Fearless cinematic universe. I went too far. The forward facing round one. That one? No. This one. Mothman coded? Oh, yo, you're right, because he has the red eyes. I think you're right. And his dark minion, Murph. Exactly. We got Murph right here. There he is. He's Murphing around. So over here, oh, there's been more progress made on that thing. So exciting. Dots plots! Hello! Hello, hello. How is it going? So we got a cheesy joke redeem. Are you guys sure you want cheesy jokes? You see how cheesy I could be. You know how dangerous those jokes could be. They're so funny. So absolutely hilarious. They shatter reality. They crack it in twain with the power of their hilarity. They're just that funny. I did warn you guys, I guess. I did warn you. Let me find my list. They have to be locked in a list at the bottom of the ocean, at the bottom of Mariana Trench, to keep them from escaping. That's how potent these jokes are. How dangerous they can be. To really emphasize this, I'll have to disguise the cheese, you know? So the cheese jokes don't get me. It makes me want to get cheddar. You created cheesy jokes? Okay, let's see. I gotta find a good one then. Why couldn't the cheese sleep, guys? Why couldn't the cheese sleep? Because there was a monster under the bed. Monster! Get it, guys? Do you remember the cheese cam? And the monster cheese? It all makes sense now. It all makes sense. You see, it was so funny that it wrapped around. And I just couldn't laugh. Because I know if I started laughing, I would never be able to stop. Here we go. Oh, look at that. They actually gave me choker boxes. Thank you. I think this is Air Force Bat. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I also got someone's junk, you know, and it's food, so I appreciate it. I was running out of food, actually. What do you think, Tomato? Where did I put all my stuff? I didn't expect that to be so much. The puns cannot be handled. I cannot relieve it myself, if I'm being honest. There we go, yo! The cheese! The new cheese emote. I also have that one. That one's the forbidden emote. Nobody has access to that one. Utterly forbidden. It is, experimental cheese. Let's just say that one. He's seen some things, but you could tell by his expression. It's a cursed cheese. It's pretty cursed, yeah. Yeah, I know. He's seen some things. He's like Tomato here, you know, with that beautiful screen. I'd have to be a bit cheesy to get that one. Yeah, you would. You would. Thank you for the 20 bits. Speaking of bits, I did change blurb settings, so you should be able to play more blurbs. I've had it on a list of like 6 blurbs for like 5.5 years, and I removed that restriction now. If there are other ones you want to play that you can't play, just let me know, and maybe I'll lose the restrictions some more. I have no idea. I only vaguely know what I'm doing at all times, so. Oh, my pickaxe is broken. Well, that's gonna make it harder to repair things. Or do things in general. Can I just put stuff in my inner chest? Yeah, let's do that. Let's store some cobblestone stone in here. Now I can take the rest of my delicious, delicious food. Look at that, 8 melons. 8 whole melons. He's been in the mirror too long. Sköll says, ah! Why are you screaming? Sköll in the YouTube chat. Why are we screaming? Why are we screaming? You told me it was cursed. I did. I showed Sköll the experimental cursed cheese, and he told me that it should never see the light of day. It was too evil. But then I showed it to MassBrain, who's the designer of a majority of our emojis, and he said, you know, it's good, but I could do better. And then he did better. And I was like, should I post the cursed cheese? And he's like, yes. You need to embrace the cursed cheese. So, we have cursed cheese. Each has a personal mailbox to send yourself things. Exactly. Just don't tell anyone, guys. It's a secret between you and me, okay? My secret end chest passcode is cheese98. Don't let anyone know. I trust you guys, right? You all seem trustworthy. You wouldn't go be looking at my snooping in my end chest, would you? Looking at snooping, cheesing around. Is the cheese been in the mirror too long? Yellow Rose. That way he looks so cursed. He's seen some things. What if there was a Fearless cheese? I do have a cheese skin. I don't have a Fearless cheese emote. We do have more spots for emotes. So, I'm not opposed to adding more. Because no one can hear me scream, says Sköll in YouTube chat? Wow. I went the wrong way again. I get so excited that I always run the wrong way. Actually, during my very first streams, all those eternities ago, I always went the wrong way. Every time I went down the tunnel. Always the wrong way. He's seen things most cannot bear. That's a good one. That's a good one. What else? What am I if I can't really think of the cheese puns? Right? Is that loud to anyone else? What is... Actually, all my audio is really loud in my ear. I'm gonna turn it down on my side. You guys can listen to all the really loud audio you want. I'm turning it down. On my end. Actually, is the music too loud? Wow, I didn't realize the game audio was so loud at your guys' end. I really need to do some audio rebalancing. Every once in a while, I'll go in here and really play with it. But then, I go in and change everything, you know? I need like a cheese master list to pun off of. That's what you need, really. And that's why we have... Hold on, guys. Wait a second. Hold on. It takes some prep work to get this one. Cheese cam! Does it work? Yeah, it worked. Yeah? This is the master list of cheeses right here. So if you ever need some cheese puns, maybe this is a place to find them, you know? There's... I can't believe it's not true, you know? You're so good to me. I can't bear it any longer. I've heard someone do a pun with this one, mascarpone. And Baybell, that's me, actually, right there. You see? That's a little fearless. Stand up! No! Bad! I'm trying my best! Jeez! You've heard Feta. There we go. There's a good one. I've heard Feta. What else? There's Gorgon Solo. I think I've heard someone do a pun with that one, too. Stilton. I think you do one with Moderator Jack. There's Feta. Parmesan. I can't believe Baybell is listed up here so high as a cheese. Did we see my origins? What does a Fearless look like on the inside? Nice and creamy. That red wax coating I have, that's the Baybell on the outside. Nom nom. I actually like these cheeses. They're pretty nice. You could buy them. They come in like a little bag. Really easy to chew on. I mean, I would never do that. That'd be cannibalism. No, never me. No, phone? Okay, my phone was beeping at me. Being mean. Good night, Sköll. Thank you for watching the YouTube one. Just confirm its noises. Bird, you're in charge? Says Sköll. Wow. Glow stick war. Last time I ate so many of those. I made myself sick when I was little. They're so easy to eat, you know? The little Babel cheeses. You just take so many. So, are they related to mozzarella? They could be. They're very similar. Mozzarella. Honestly, what makes mozzarella, other than apparently the water buffalo milk, is its short maturation time, right? You don't do a lot with mozzarella other than kneading it sort of like a dough. That's what makes it so stringy, actually, right? Like if you ever ate string cheese or mozzarella sticks, they're super stringy, right? Or like if you ever seen a movie or ever ate a really, really good pizza when it's 10,000 degrees and you pull the piece and it just stretches and stretches and stretches, that's mozzarella. And like I said, it's because it's folded. Again, like kneading a dough. You fold it over and over again and you stretch it and you pull on it. Or maybe like a taffy is also a good example. Like if you ever watch someone make taffy, they sort of stretch it a bunch. That's how mozzarella is made. But the other secret is that mozzarella, at least the fresh kind, is made very quickly. I think it only has it's made a couple months or something like that, which is again why it's one of the most popular cheeses in the world, because you can just make it so fast. You know, not only is it great on pizza and has a great stretch quality to it, but it's cheap and easy to manufacture, making it like the best of every world. And that's why some cheeses can have like a mozzarella quality to them, because mozzarella is made fast and it doesn't mature for very long. It doesn't develop a complicated flavor. It's nice and chewy and time. Ad time. You know, my thing is supposed to be set up that I'm supposed to know when an ant's coming. I don't know if I like this new ad dashboard. $31 more seconds of ads on Twitch? Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Okay. So the next thing we need to do, and I guess I'm just talking to myself now. Is the ad over? The next part of the plan is to work on down there. Get some work done on the mega build. Okay, so the ads are now every 30 minutes. I might have to change that. So they gave you more control over the ad frequency, right? And I was playing with it quite a bit, and I really couldn't figure out how it works. They have this thing called the Ad Manager on Twitch. I'm not a big fan of ads personally on Twitch, or any live stream experience. On YouTube videos, you know, it's whatever. They're annoying, obviously, but you know, it's not a time-sensitive thing. You're not going to miss any content. You're not going to miss what the streamer's trying to say. But when it comes to live streams, obviously you're going to miss what they're saying, because they're talking, you know? But this new ad manager thingamabob gives me an opportunity to skip ads, move them around, play with them a little bit. It's just I'm not being paying attention. It's supposed to give me a warning. It's actually supposed to say in chat, hey, an ad's coming up. To me, anyway. I don't think you guys can see it. But it's supposed to warn me. And it did not warn me. It didn't tell me. And I'm very upset. You know, I'm so upset, in fact. I'm actually taking my hat off to show you how upset I really am. I mean, look at that face. Can you see upset I am? The age-old debate, nom or string. If you're talking about, like, tearing apart mozzarella sticks or, like, cheese strings, I like to tear them apart. But if I don't want to handle them and get my hands all greasy, especially with the pull-apart string cheese things, I'll just take a big chomp out of them. And once you take a chomp out of them, you don't use your teeth. Rip it apart. I know, it's pretty satisfying. You feel like a velociraptor. consuming its prey. As he rips it apart, little piece by little piece. But anyway, what I was saying before the ad break is lots of cheeses could be similar to mozzarella because mozzarella is a simple cheese. And if other cheeses are equally as simple, then they can develop similar flavors. Because mozzarella isn't really a complicated flavor at all. It's really just salty, stringy, and that like smooth texture, right? A lot of the flavor of mozzarella is its texture. Because it's nice, silky, smooth kind of thing going on. Which makes it great for pizzas. Great for mozzarella sticks, which is my favorite appetizer. I'm just saying. The best appetizer you can get almost anywhere are the cheese sticks. As long as they're hot, you know? As long as they're not cooking them in a microwave for 2 seconds, then they're wonderful. You just gotta eat them really fast, you know? When they give you 12-degree burns on your insides, that's when they're perfect. I'm a nom. Jen was appalled when I first told her. You're a nom? Maybe I'm like a hybrid. Nom and then stab. When I was little, this is kind of goofy. When I was little, I used to do the same thing with Kit Kats. Kit Kats were my favorite candy growing up. Kind of like their satisfying crunch that they have. But I would sort of bite them in little pieces, you know, and make them attack each other or something. I don't know. I was little. So they would crash into each other, and that's where I bite next. Mozzarella stick s'mores. So you're trying to do a salty and sweet combo? I think that could work, right? Radar? Killing things! Okay. I want to climb up to the back of here. That's why we're bouncing over here. Because if we climb up the back, we can actually get to the mega build part of the build, you know? Actually, the part where I want to dig and stuff. And I might need to light it up, which is why I have my torches with me. See, I'm prepared, or something. Sort of. If we light it up back here, then we won't have to worry about mobs coming in and ruining our hard work. Or try to kill me, you know, that too. And I might eventually want to make a more sustainable, easy way to get up here from the back. Because for a while, this might be the only way to get into the floating castle. Is from back here. So some easy, non-intrusive method of getting over here, other than just flying, I think it'd be great. And I think we need to go up there, which is why I really think it could use a bridge or something here. Something big, something crazy. Something I want to try is jumping from platform to platform, a little parkour to get up there. I think that's what I would do in the front to get up to the big main doors. Or maybe I'll just leave the main doors open. I haven't quite decided yet. But some floating rock platforms might be kind of cool. Excuse me? Oh, rude? I'm just trying to run a jump around here. These guys are stabbing me! Bite me! So, mozzarella stick s'mores. Okay, you gotta die. I could run around the zombies. But the skeletons, not so much. Someone's sleeping. Thank you. Thank you. But over here, right, is the beginning of the mega build. This is the bridge connecting our beautiful mountain back there to the castle walls, which start here. So we got this cool rickety rope bridge just going on. I'm pretty proud of it for something simple and easy to put up. Well, I might change it up. I have some ideas, shall we say, for some interesting building techniques. And I'm going to be making some videos, actually, on these things. And resource gathering techniques that are going to be a little bit unorthodox, shall we say. And I think it's going to aid in getting some interesting blocks to put in this build. You know, we got the spooky castle aesthetic, but we need more spooky blocks. And those aren't easy to get. Hello, Motown! How is it going? Saw you were live earlier. Well, what are we getting up to? Do graham crackers and cheese go together? So you replace the chocolate with cheese. That's a tall order, you know? Replacing chocolate with cheese. I'm not sure. Graham crackers... I'm not sure, because graham crackers are really dry. Sort of like mozzarella is. Or could be. What do you guys think? All you lurkers out there. About... what was it? Mozzarella s'mores? Does that seem appealing to you guys? Swiggity Swag has joined the game! What's up, again? Shad says yes! I'm glad. I knew we could get you over here, Shad, you know? I hear that you're a cheese connoisseur, so... I knew you would stick by us in our trying times of trying to get the cheeses to work together. I may have made myself stuck. I don't want these blocks back. They're not cheap. I mean, they are pretty cheap, actually. But I haven't been farming for Dark Oak today, so... so, I had to be cheap. I should set my spawn up there. That'd be smart, huh? If I set my spawn up there, though, right? If we think about this conceptually, I set my spawn up there, and I die. My stuff's down here, in the hole in the wall, and I'm up there. I'm getting some lag. Jeez! Motown has 773 cheese. 773 cheese. You have to admit you don't like cheese that much? How could you say such a horrible thing to poor little MrFearless, you know? I have to post some sad emojis in chat now. Where's the sad ones? No. Where's my sad emojis? I don't know where to put the sad one. I should have it on my stream deck. I don't think I ended it. Oops. Hold on. So sad. There's a way to like animate the GIF and add rain, and I think that'd be really funny for this sad emote. Giving it a little bit of rain, you know? So it's nice and dramatic. Motown says hi to Hygiene. You have a backstory with too much cheese on a pizza? I don't think that's possible. But I'll take your word for it. I think pizza should just be all cheese, honestly. Who needs sauce? Who needs bread? Who needs anything, really, but cheese? If you have enough cheese, it makes the sauce for you. If you have enough cheese, it makes the bread for you. Well done. What did Watchful kill a horse named Radar the Great? Or did he actually kill Radar? I actually have a video on my channel. Sköll was talking about me about it earlier. I have a video on my channel where I make a pizza just out of cheese. I didn't put the recipe that I have for just cheese, mostly because it ruins my pan. I just have cheese. It like gets stuck in the pan and it takes like eternities to clean it off. And then I have this like shiny pan. I should use the not shiny one. I have this one that's not shiny. I think that's the one I use in the video. The one that isn't shiny and fancy. To actually make it. Because then you won't notice all the scratches if you try to clean the pan. You won't notice all the terrible scratches if you're trying desperately to clean the pan. Because it's when it's shiny, you know, you get all those cut marks on it when you cut the pizza, or like I said, if you bake your pizza into the pan, they're one whole unit together forever. Sort of makes it hard clean. Okay, I need to do that my inventory. I've been talking too much and not focusing on actually building, you know. So we have some materials here, but we don't have a place to store junk. So let's just make a double chest. And one of the other reasons why I picked this location is because it has this little alcove. I can hide things here I don't actually care about, you know, like chests. I was thinking I should build a room, now that I'm thinking about it, you know. Again, I should build a room to hide my junk in the wall. And we're going to have to, unfortunately, use this Curse of Vanishing pickaxe, because my regular pickaxe is not doing so good. We'll have a little room here where nothing can get inside. And where I can hide my precious valuables. Just don't mind about all the littering. We'll pick it up in a second. Horse was impaled to death by Radar the Great. They're really killing horses. We're doing those horse experiments again. Go. Rockets. We'll keep some torches. Let's actually put a stack of torches away, you know? And then I need to get the doors. I'm actually having a trouble opening my inventory sometimes. Don't know what that's about. Hope it's not my stream. I don't think so. It looks good. Anyway, let's hide all my stuff in this random hole in the wall. I mean, what could go wrong? What could go wrong? And we'll actually grab the boxes, too. And you know what? We'll put my guard dog, you know? We'll keep it safe. I trust him. We'll put him right there to stand watch. And then I could do that and cause immense lag. I think it's because I'm rendering so much at once. Oh yeah, I did say I was going to record some stuff today for the videos. Let's actually... Let's try that, you know? Did I get everything in there? Let's actually place this and the crafting bench down. They're no use to me inside the box. Yeah? There we go. See, it's all cozy and snug in here. Why do I have 2 of these now? Guys. What's happening? Doggo. You need to prevent this evil lag from destroying us all, okay? I'll even fill up the holes around it like that. There we go. See how safe it is now? And speaking of lighting stuff up, even though I didn't really say anything about lighting anything up, other than just placing that 1 torch in there, let's put some torches out here. It is going to melt my precious, precious snow. But I think that's something we're going to have to live with. Because things spawn up here. And there are always Piggly Wigglies trying to give me hugs. Sometimes they're zombies that want to see how my dental work is doing. And sometimes they're skeletons who want to see what the inside of my skull looks like. Sometimes there's creepers who really want to help with gardening, you know? It's the trifecta of chaos around here. And honestly, I'd like to keep my skull. Just between me and you guys. So, keep it lit, fam. It's cool because I said lit, fam. You know, that's the mark of coolness now. And it's getting dark, so we can test our light defenses. Many moons ago, eons and eons ago, they made a change to how mob spawning works, which is to our favor. Because now, and I say now is a relative term in Minecraft world, now spawning is tied directly to light level. Before it was just tied to like light level 7. Now it's tied to any light level whatsoever. And that's what I mean by directly to light level. So even a light level of 1, which is the lowest light level you can have in the game, will prevent spawning on that block. So we don't have to spam torches quite as much. I think it's like a 20-30% reduction the number of torches you need to place. Not a lot, but you know, enough. Or it's like a 43, something like that, you know. Some percent of less torches you have to place. How is Dr. Fearful? Well, we can check on him. Let's see how he's doing. I think he's doing pretty good. What do you guys think? You think he's doing pretty good? He hasn't got any weird spots on him. These people are doing healthy. He just wants you to be friends forever. That's it. Ever and ever and ever and ever. All it requires is you giving him your face, you know? It's a small trade for eternal friendship. Really. If you really think about it. Good. Let's not fall in the hole. Higgly Wiggly. Stop bullying my dog. Free bacon. I think... You know what? It would be nice to have my sword. Fire aspect. But now... Again, now is always relative when it comes to me, because I've played this game so long that now is like anywhere between the last 5 minutes and 35 years and internet time. So relatively now, there was a change made to how fire aspect works. For a long, long time on Bedrock, when you lit a mob on fire, through any means, including through fire aspect, which is an enchantment you can put on your sword, and I think you can put it on the mace now. It would light mobs on fire when you hit them. So when you hit a very strangely shaped chicken, for example, you would get cooked food because they were on fire and then they died. Voila, cooked food. So it's an excellent source of not having to eat raw bacon. Works out great that way. However, there wasn't ever really there wasn't ever really a trade-off with that. You know, you light things on fire, you do more damage over time. Great for crowd control. You hit a couple mobs once, and they're taking damage the entire time while you're fighting out the others. You hit a squishy mob, like a cow, a pig, a sheep, a chicken, even a couple hits on a hoglin will have it cooked and ready to eat once it dies. As long as it's on fire when it dies. Right? Now, and relatives now is the key. When you light something on fire and it attacks you, it has a chance to light you on fire too. That's always been a thing on Java, you know, good old guava juice. But it never really has been a thing on Bedrock. Until they started to want to make it a thing. You know, in the interest of parity, as they call it. Merging the two versions of the game together through modifying the behaviors of one game to match the other, right? The slow synthesis. In the end, doesn't make anyone happy. But that means that fire aspect isn't a great thing to put on your sword anymore, because you could end up getting lit on fire by mobs, which is why I usually, and I don't know if I have it here, I usually rock fire protection. No, I just have a regular protection here. I usually rock fire protection, like on SlackVille Forever. I have 2 pieces of fire protection, or on CourageCraft, 2 pieces of fire protection. On my personal world, 2 pieces of fire protection, and then the third is just regular protection, because you only even needed 2 ever to keep yourself from being lit on fire. Because it's not only good for lava or actual fire, it's also good when mobs are on fire and they want to light you on fire. You know, you don't burn as nice with fire protection. So, in a world like this where I don't have fire protection, I just don't see it as good an idea to put fire aspect on my weapon, because I'm just going to end up lighting myself on fire. You know? For all the benefit does cooking food, I'm spending most of my time putting myself out, you know, in that comical fashion like you would see in the Three Stooges. Of me running to water as fast as I can and laying in it for a second, counting my blessings that I made it in time. Let's put down my inner chest and actually grab the box. We've been an hour and I haven't done anything, but that's okay. Today was also secretly a test stream. I know, how could I? More tests? I must be a mad scientist of some kind. No, I'm just a doctor. No. Got my PhD in evilology. Under Mount Krakatoa. We're gonna put these. Sort of running out of room in my little itty-bitty prison here. I'm glad he's okay. They're an evil person. I've seen the corrupt people. Hey, when that happens. Wouldn't be me, though. I mean, look at that face. He's just as innocent as MrFearless. I mean, I am just as innocent as that MrFearless fellow. It's me. Not MrFearless, obviously. There we go. That's definitely not going to annoy me at all. I don't know why I've made this such a tiny space. I'm definitely going to have to dig it out, because I'm going to be building something huge. I made myself a closet. Let me drink some more water. So it says I'm not dropped any frames, which is like the main thing I've been looking for when it comes to streaming on 2 different platforms. Because I'm not gonna lie, it is pretty taxing on your device to do such a thing. Everybody keeps leaving and joining the game. So I feel like I get too excitable on stream, you know? I need to take a breath, slow down, pronounce my words, probably important for a stream, and get down to, as they say, brass tacks. Let's switch my skin. Let's go back to Mr. Cheese. A little bit of cheese never hurt anyone, except all those people who are lactose intolerant, probably. Why has it happened? I don't like the blue screen. The blue screen is not keeping me calm. It's making me want to speak very fast and say very nasty things to Minecraft. Why is my screen blue? Why is my screen blue? What does it mean? What does blue mean? Hello, A-Stories. We have a YouTube watcher. Hello! How's it going? I am MrFearless, and we are staring at this lovely blue screen. You know, I thought it'd be very entertaining for a stream, just to stare at this. Because now I can't close the game. I can't do anything. No, I don't want Blue Void. I lied, okay? I was lying. I'm sorry. I lied. I don't want Blue Void. We're not supposed to stream Blue Void. How do I make Blue Void go away? Blue is cool? Well, I'm glad you like Blue. A-Stories on YouTube. How do I close it? How do I get rid of it? How do I make it go away? Okay. Finally, it let me actually click the X button on Minecraft to close the game. What I wanted to do is switch my skin. Why did it cause my whole thing to explode? Heave Studio says, hello, mate. Hello, I'm MrFearless. Motown on Twitch says, add yellow to make it green. And then I can have a green screen. You guys are thinking 12 steps ahead. We have a green screen built into the game. Okay, is my skin right now? I got my cute little red face. You see that? See, that's what we want. We want red. Not blue! Red. This is how Minecraft was always intended to look. Trust me. I'm a professional. Professional. Hope YouTube viewers are doing fantastic today. Like the stream's title says, we are working on a mega build here on SlackVille. The A is like... Can't I speak? On YouTube, Studio says... I'll say Studio for now, because they're telling me how they pronounce their name. The A is pronounced like A in apple. So, halves? Oh, halves. I see. Like, 1/2, right? So your halves Studio. That's okay. That makes sense. I thought Haves, I don't know. I thought it was a name of a person. I really need to get the chat integration so you guys can see each other, you know. Cross-cultural communication between Twitch and YouTube. So you can actually enjoy me mispronouncing someone's name so horribly that they had to tell me how to pronounce it correctly. It is a truly transcendental, universal experience when it comes to streaming. You always say someone's name wrong. I had this one viewer for, what was it? 4 years. 4 years. I pronounced their name wrong. And they never once corrected it, right? Then, like, one of the last times they showed up in chat, they're like, hey, did you know my name was always this? The whole time? And I literally had to stop and, like, look at myself. Like, you should have told me! You should have warned me, okay? I could barely speak English as it is. Words are hard. No ads. I'm talking. No. Bad Twitch. Bad. Snooze. Talking. Sorry, Twitch is twitchy, you know? YouTube is tubing, Twitch is twitching. It all makes sense. What was I even talking about? Words are hard, okay? Words are immensely difficult. You know, there is 60,000 words in English. 60,000. More words than most other languages in its language group. English is related to German. It's related to, well, just kind of just German. French, kind of, sort of, right? Spanish, kind of, sort of. Italian, kind of, sort of, right? They're similar. Similar enough, right? They share the same script, the same alphabet. And some of the same words. Especially with French. But I don't speak any of those languages. Except maybe German. I once spoke German, you know. Kind of well. I did with my grandma. Excuse me! Excuse me? On my beautiful dark chocolate bridge? Really? I guess I'm about to light it up. I kind of wanted to save it for candles. That's something else I want to make, you know? We've got this big build we're working on, a big castle floating in the sky. And I was thinking some floating candles would be cool, right? My friend Jade, Maribel Jade, has been working on a project called Hogwarts. You may have heard of it from Harry Potter for a very long time. And she has these beautiful candles. You know what? Let's actually go there. We're going to go look at a mega build. Are you guys ready? The stream title is mega build, so it all makes sense, right? We're going to go see some mega builds. So it's just not my mega build. We're going to go look at Hogwarts and SlackVille forever. Because they have this beautiful floating candle thing going on. Can you join my realm? No. I cannot. No realms. Sorry, Super Pickle on YouTube. We're going to Hogwarts! We don't got time for realms! We don't got time for them. Please? Wow. No, sorry. Let's take Greg. No, Greg died. Greg died in a lava explosion. It was very tragic. You're leaving? Well, it happened. Sorry, bye, Super Pickle. But anyway. I feel like YouTube names are like 12 times as unhinged as Twitch names. Is it just me? Is it just me? Or like YouTube names maybe 40 times more unhinged than Twitch names? I feel like Twitch names are like someone's first name, last name, or some cool name that they came up with long, long ago. And like half of YouTube's names are like some Rick and Morty joke. I'm confused. Some people's names are great, right? It's one of those things that I think is a lost art form in the internet age, in the digital age, is coming up with a really good username. Yeah? I thought long and hard about mine. I'm just kidding. Someone called me MrFearless when I was really little because I had a group called Fearless. I was like in charge of a group, like a war clan or whatever in a video game. So I was obviously MrFearless because I was in charge. And that name sort of stuck. So that's how I got that name. But some people's names are like really cool. Like there'll be alliterations, like combining a bunch of letters. Someone was like, I can't remember, they had Muffin in their name, but it was like all 3 M's. That was pretty cool. Some people have amazing names. You know? Or some people's names have stories to tell. Like Aaron's name, you know? Aaron Glowstick. I feel like that is an amazing story to tell. I went the wrong way. Guys, this is not the way to Hogwarts. This is the way to my base on SlackVille. We're just moseying around today. We're going everywhere. I'm too scatterbrained to do anything one at a time. Hey guys, I have terrible news. In the Twitchiverse, ads are about to start in a minute. We can't escape them. Chasing us. To the ends of the earth. Okay. If we go this way is Hogwarts. I think. Somewhere this way. Behind my other house. I got a mega base back where we were going. But I have the house over here. The happy-go-lucky basement is down there. If you've ever heard of that. Heist! You know, it's interesting. Streamlabs said heist in both channels at the same time. And yes, you can actually do heist on YouTube, too. If you're so inclined. You usually gotta type heist and then a number. I'm not sure why it let you do heist without a number. Not sure what's gonna happen. Hope everyone's been having a fantastic Thursday. My Thursday's been a little chaotic. Oh, yeah. I forgot! I made the memorial to, Two Bones, Warrior of Peace. He was a skeleton here with full gold armor on, who wouldn't attack anyone until he got out of the water, and then he went on a murder spree. Didn't last long, because Lady at Time killed him. So, I made a memorial for him. I'm special! You must be very special to get the command to work without actually typing a number in. Reza says, cool! It's cool how you're doing? I hope cool is fantastic. What's code word, you know? Gotta think. What is the O? The double O is a cool stand for if it's code word. Or an anagram, I should say. Okay? So. There's gotta be some secret message in the word cool. Right? Some super spy message that's being shared. Okay. Sorry, Twitch viewers, but you've been relegated to Advil. I just realized that's the name of a brand drug. I was thinking, it's SlackVille, and they just got an ad, so it's Advil, right? No, it doesn't work. That was taken already. So it's just you and I, YouTube viewers. Just you and me. On the road again. My arm is killing me today. But right over here should be Hogwarts. And I want to show what Jade was working on the last SlackVille stream day. Over here. This really cool thing with floating candles. And I want to sort of emulate that. Not exactly. Not exactly as Jade has done it. But sort of, right? Because candles can float. Unlike torches, which need to be attached to something. Candles float. After a little bit of finagling, I should say. They do have to be placed on a block, but once you break the block, they won't drop. Sort of like jack-o'-lanterns, actually. If you've ever tried to decorate with jack-o'-lanterns, you'll know how hard it is to place them floating in the air. Because they have to be placed sitting on top of a block, and then you have to break the block underneath of them. Super fucky. Welcome back, Twitchers. Welcome back. I said you were an Advil, and then I realized that was the brand of a drug, and it doesn't work. You didn't miss anything because we're just walking over to Jade's base, and I'm getting stuck in trees. But right here, I missed it. I missed the great wheel. Hold on. I didn't even look up at it. So busy navigating through the trees that we missed the great reveal. There it is! Hogwarts! It's like Star Wars, but with hogs. I think. Something like that, right? Now I have some sort of, like, offbeat Star Wars theme song in my mind. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Maybe it's more Indiana Jones than Star Wars. Indiana Jones, Star Wars, and Harry Potter all combined into one. Maybe throw some Star Trek in there, Where are the space wizards, right? I want space wizards. Space wizards, guys. Think about it. Space wizards to fight a war. It all makes sense. But we want to go in here in the Great Hall, and that is what I'm going for. Right there. You can see the gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous placement of the floating candles here. They really give it that magical feel, You feel like you're in Hogwarts. And let's actually get off my horse for a second. We'll leave Lampshade in the dust. Over here. I want to get off Lampshade. Thank you. I always forget the button to get off of a horse. Wait a second. Hold on. Was that menu kind of weird for everyone else? That area is white. I need to talk to Neon, see if I can get that fixed. But if we go back in here, you can see this really cool trick of perspective. This room was built by, I think, originally by Hatter and Jade. They were like working together on this. But one of the nice things about this room is it's so big that it gives you that feel of being a little kid, just like you would be if you were actually going to Hogwarts. Look at the height of the tables, They feel imposing, larger than life. Especially when you come down here to the end of the room, you really see how high the teachers' tables are, right? they feel gargantuan, and that's because they are. The table is as high as I am, right? And if we sneak, we can go under the table, and then get stuck under the bed. No, the chair, sorry. And then we can sit up here, in the headmaster's chair. To really see how much higher it is from all the rest of the train. It's just really neat trick of perspective, And I think perspective is one of those other things that really isn't played on in Minecraft as much as it could be, right? You can do so much by changing perspective. By just warping the sense of scale around you to achieve those feelings that I think really drive home the idea of a build, right? A build isn't just a set of blocks that you do to make something pretty. It's an experience. And if you want to generate that experience, sometimes you have to play with the game a little bit, Get down on its level. Literally. Because these are slabs. Right? It's not just good for preventing spawning, but it means you can do interesting things with the other full blocks. Like this. You can see that's an upside down, well, it's a right side upstairs, and that's an upside down one, right? But that means that the table could be a little bit higher than you might at first expect because of how the stairs are laid out and because this is a bottom slab, right? And that means that these tables are actually 1.5 blocks tall, right? So that means the Minecraft player being 2 blocks tall, you just can just barely peek over the table like this, And then when you sit on the seats, it feels a little bit more normal, but still gargantuan, awe-inspiring. And this is the kind of stuff I want to make videos on again. And I'm going to. I'll be working on some more tutorials tonight and tomorrow. And I've been working on my first SlackVille episode in a while. So I'm getting back on the grind. And I want to talk about how to make things pretty, how to make things interesting, how to play with the game a little bit. There are lots of tricks you could do to make your game bend to your will. You can make the game feel grander than it really is, right? And the other trick here is these floating candles, right? They're all lit, so occasionally they'll glow just because of how they work in Minecraft. But they give this sense of awe-inspiring magic, Majesty, actually, is the proper word for it. And that works for a room like Hogwarts. Hello, Ninja David! Welcome in! We're looking at Hogwarts. A build from a friend. There's a window! There are windows, that's true. How are you doing, Adra? How was your birthday? Hope it was fantastic. Can I get up there? It'd be hard to get up there. But even the windows, right? You brought up a good point, even in jest. Windows are really cool because... The windows in here are really cool because they're so much higher above you, Again, they make the rooms feel so much bigger. I mean, the room is gargantuan. It's huge, as it is, right? But the windows being up there, they just give it this extra sense of majesty, yeah? And like I said, the floating candles also add a lot to the room. Because it feels magical. It feels like it wouldn't be possible. Mostly because it's really hard. Because you have to place candles on something to get them to work. Looks really good. Oh, I can't take credit for this. I'm talking about it because I want to emulate it in my build. This is a build from Marble Jade, a good friend of mine, and someone that I've played on a server with for a very long time on the SlackVille Forever World. And I wanted to show it off because I want to illustrate some ideas that I'm trying to go with here, right? And I think since I'm building a castle myself, the best thing to look at is another castle, right? That's what Hogwarts is. So we fly up, and we take a look at it like that. You can really see the perspective that really matters when it comes to looking at a castle, which is the outside. Inside's all great and stuff. I'm being chased. I'm being murdered by squirrels. Get out of here! I'm looking at something. Right. These beautiful columns coming up. This nice little bit of pop of color up here. That's interesting. That's a different color. What's going on there, Jade? Why is that one blue? What's the secret? There's a secret, guys, and we're going to uncover it. That one's blue. But, these nice, neat little tricks can add a lot. Hello, Andrew Jackson. Yes. Andrew Jackson on YouTube. How's it going? We're looking at Hogwarts on SlackVille Forever. Yes, Hogwarts is a castle. It is, yes. But Hogwarts is a weird castle, right? Because it's not what a real castle would look like in real life. And neither is the one I'm making, to be honest. They're these nice, pointy fairy tale castles. And it makes them look cooler, if I'm being honest. It's a big castle. Yeah, this one is actually really big. It's way bigger than what I'm building. You can really see the perspective. Not many of the buildings are complete, but you can see the greenhouses. You can see the outer wall. You can see, what's that lake next to Hogwarts called? I don't remember what that's called. I don't know. That lake where Cedric almost dies. It's here. And then there's the dock, the staircase to go up. This is going to be the Great Tower. The top, I think, is where the Gryffindor common room is. It's not done. You can see how big it's going to be. You can even see a prototype of the moving staircases. Yeah. You can hear them clicking and clacking and moving around. And you can catch them in the act. You can see there's pistons. There we go. See that? There they go. Give it that more magical feel. It's going to be much bigger when it's complete. But that's it. And this was designed by Hatter, another member of the server. But the tower is so much bigger than the prototype, so it's going to have to be brought out quite a bit. Enrico says, found a little meat and cheese wrap. Things I brought last time. I was down at my nana's, and they're still in date. Nice. I haven't been able to enjoy meat for a while because I've been sick. It's one of the reasons why I haven't been streaming or making content or hanging out as much. It's been making me very, very sick. Tell you guys? Maybe I will tell you guys. So I've been diagnosed with gout, and it's genetic. It's not dietary based, but diet makes it worse. My father has it. My grandfather, both my grandfathers had it. It's just something that's all of a sudden come up, and it means I can't eat red meat anymore or meat in general. I'm starting to treat it now. I got a new medication to treat it. But what it means is when I have a flare-up, I literally can't move. It's debilitating. And it's the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. And it's been happening for like 2 years now. Absolutely crippling. I can't work. I can't move. I can't walk. It'll happen in my joints, in my elbow. It is so painful. Like I said, the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. Debilitatingly painful. No matter what I do, no matter where I move, no matter where I lay, absolutely excruciating painful. And I'm having a little bit right now. It's a type of arthritis, right? But it's much worse than regular arthritis. Much worse than carpal tunnel, at least pain-wise. Carpal tunnel or all the other regular types of arthritis. Because it comes in big attacks, you know? And it's really dangerous because it also causes permanent damage. So I've been having to get medicated for it. And the medications I got weren't really working. Because it's genetic. But they thought at first maybe it was dietary. Exclusively, because one of the ways you can get it is from your diet, right? But the other way you can get it is genetic, right? Your body just can't metabolize uric acid correctly, and uric acid is the stuff that makes your pee yellow, and it doesn't dispense it as fast as it needs to. So it just builds up in your tissue, causing immense pain. It literally builds up crystals, sharp, pointy crystals on your joints, and it hurts. And it only happens, you know, the best part is it happens when you're sleeping too, so you don't even get a good night's rest before it attacks. Because you wake up in the middle of the night in pain. Dude, I'm so sorry. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's been hard. It's been hard to sit and play games and do things like I used to. And I can't sit for as long as I used to anymore. I when I work, you know, my full-time real-life job is just sitting and working. And then after that, and then with my the aching pain I've been having, even when it's not a full-blown attack, it's just been difficult. Right? In the past, I could stream 5-6 hours. I could sit down and edit videos, you know. I could do all the work I needed to. But then on top of work, I don't know, it makes it really hard. So, would a stand desk help? Maybe. Maybe. The problem is it hurts when I stand too. Everything hurts. It hurts really bad when I sit because I'm bending my my elbows. And what really hurts is when it's in my my elbows. Not just in my knees. Because my knees are pretty bad because I can't walk. I'm like bedridden, you know. I need to be helped like I'm a leper. Stuck in bed for an eternity. But when it hits my arms, it'll be in my shoulder or in my elbow or like normal arthritis in my fingers. And then I can't type. I can't use my mouse. I can't bend my arm to rest on my shoulder. You know, when you're sitting at a table, you're bending your arms to play your keyboard and stuff. It's terrible. And I've kept it close to the chest because I don't tell you guys stuff because I'm nervous to talk about my real life. Nobody wants to hear, oh, poor Fearless is struggling with arthritis at the age of 27. But I am. And it's made it really difficult to do anything. I'm hoping with the new medication, it's going to make it better. I don't know, though. It's just been difficult. Like today, I was like, do I really want to stream? I've been working on the cheese cam and all this fun stuff. I've been editing. But I can't do it for very long, you know? I just can't do it like I used to. Like I said, 4 or 5 years ago, I used to stream 4 to 5 hours. Sometimes 8 hours. 5 days a week. You know? I can't do that anymore. I still want to make content. I still want to hang out. I love streaming. I love hanging out with you guys. I love making content. I love being silly on the internet. But I just can't do it in the same way I used to. 2 hours is still pretty good. I agree, you know? I think 2 hours is a pretty good runtime. No creeper. I made a creeper hole on the Forever World. Fearless, we love you. You're our family. So when you're in pain, we're here for you. Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate it. What are the things... I don't know if I should say this on stream. But I really wanted to go to Slack's wedding. But I don't know if I'm going to make it because of how much pain I'm in. I don't know if I can travel. Because when I it's also like a change in temperature, especially when it gets hot to cold. Like normal, kind of like normal arthritis. It flares up really bad. I don't know. And I've been having really bad flare-ups recently in the last like couple days. And it doesn't go away for like 2 weeks. And that's how debilitating it is. It's like 2 weeks of intense, terrible pain. Where I can't move my limbs. Or I'm just bedridden. And I can't do anything, you know? It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Did we get a follow? Ninja David followed. Welcome to the Fearless family. I hope you're having a much better day than I am with the pain in my... right now it's in my shoulder. My left shoulder. I want to go, but I don't know. Oh, I can't drink alcohol either. I don't do that anyway. But alcohol is really bad for gout. So, you know. It was like I never put a hole here in the first place, you know? The follow was perfect timing. It was. It was. Do what's best for you. I feel bad. I want to see you guys for the first time. I want to meet you all in person, but I don't know. Like I said, I got a new medication today, actually. And I'm hoping it'll help. But it's a trial run, so it's not going to be at full strength. How old is this base? That's a good question. Andrew Jackson from YouTube. This world and this base are about 5 years old, probably 4 or 5 years old. Probably more than 5, if I had to guess. This world right here, the one I'm standing on right now, is the oldest Bedrock server that I know of. There may be older. There probably is older. But I've been scouring the web for quite some time. I've been around many corners of the web. And I've not found an older server than this. And that's because Bedrock is different than Java. You might say, well, there's older Java servers, there's older Minecraft servers. Yeah, there are. But this isn't Java. This isn't like Hermitcraft. This is not... I'm going to starve to death on Forever World. Where do I get food? Do I even have food? I was joking with everyone the last time I was on here that I literally eat everyone out of house and home, and it's true. They built a whole hoglin farm just for me on this world. And for a little bit, I was literally eating more than the hoglin farm was putting out. Which is not a joke. It was pretty bad. And then they changed food a little bit, and, you know, it made it a little bit easier to survive. Just a little bit. A little bit easier. That is cray-cray. It is. Absolutely cray-cray. So this world is about 5 years old, and this build is a, you know... I think this build was started on the first part of that world. SlackVille Forever is a different kind of server, in that lots of projects lay untouched for a long time, but because it's been up for such a long time, it's such an old world, you know? There's always time to come back and complete something later. I got my own uncompleted projects here as well. Nothing as grand as this, but it's one of those worlds that where if you have other worlds that are seasonal and they're down, or if you get bored of another world, you can always come here. Sort of like I did today, and show it off a little bit. I love showing this world off. This is where I got my streaming start. This is where I really began as a streamer. I mean, I played on other worlds before this. I played on SlackVille. No, not simply, no. Breaking Bedrock, which was Slack's realm. That was the first world I ever played on with other people, other than my family. Because again, back then, playing on other worlds with other people was sort of difficult. That was before server software was popular. You know, I keep feeding my horse. I'm always walking back home. Like, I'm just gonna waltz on home. I can't leave Lampshade here in Hogwarts. What if it becomes a unicorn or something? But it gets a little bit of magic and flies away. But, is the server public? This world is not. This world is invite only, and I'm not the one that does the inviting. It doesn't have my name on it, so if you want to play on a world like it, there's the other SlackVille. This is the forever world. SlackVille forever. There is the SlackVille SMP that you can join. And that was the world I was on earlier. The one I'm actually going to be building on. That's a seasonal world, and that's kind of fun because you always get a new start, some fresh things to play with, and it has lots of server mates. This world doesn't have a lot of people that play on it. It's an old world, so we keep it close to our chests with who has access. But the other world is sort of public. You just have to apply. And there's lots of really cool people that I've met there as well. We'll be jumping back on there once I get my horse back, and don't forget where he is. Lampshade! To the rescue. I will always say the best way to name your pets in Minecraft is just look up, and the first thing you see in front of you is the name of your animal. I mean, what could go wrong? You see, Lampshade is a noble steed. The moodier, friendship basement? Yeah, we got the friendship basement. Wanna go see, should we go show off the friendship basement, guys? That is actually the oldest thing on the world, is the friendship basement. No joke. The oldest thing on the oldest server is something I built, which I'm kind of proud of, even though, it's not as exciting. And maybe it's a different kind of exciting than Hogwarts. I'll just say that. A different kind of exciting. Hello, Neon. How's it going? Hey, Neon. I actually wanted to talk to you. Maybe I summoned you by mentioning your name. I know you're busy, getting a job, moving up in the world, but you were the one who actually did all my red in my pack. By the way, he's the one who did all the red in my pack, if you guys didn't know. Because I said I really liked how Stormy's packs look, because she's got this nice purple look. And then Neon's like, yeah, I can do that for you. And he gave me, the red. Which I adore, by the way. But I wanted to say that, in the horse menu, it's white. How do I fix that? We might need a wiggle break. I might need to get some more water. The other thing is, with my arthritis, I need to drink water. That's one of the ways to help treat it. Water and, taking pee breaks. Is really the only way to take care of it for now, until my medication starts working again, and then that'll make me take more pee breaks. So I may just end up being all sorts of breaks all the time. I'm almost out of water. We will fix it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let me go over here, and then we'll take a little break, and then we'll be back. We'll log back on to the SMP world, the semi-public world, and we'll get work on my mega build, right? I have a job, and it's not fun. It feels like I'm at school all over again. It kind of feels like that, It feels like being an adult would be all exciting. You get to decide your own times. You get to decide what you do with your life. The freedom is yours. And it is, to an extent. But with freedom comes great responsibility, Spider-Man was right all along. And part of that responsibility is taking care of yourself. Or working hard. Or doing things you may not want to do, In a lot of ways, it is similar to school, Do we need an hour wiggle water reminders? I might need hourly wiggle and water reminders. I never remember anything. I always forget. I just sit here for too long, and then I wonder why everything hurts. I'm gonna try that new medication tonight, and like I said, it's like a trial run, so it's low dose, so it's not actually gonna make everything better, but this medication could make me very sick, so low dose is how to start. And then we'll increase depending on the need. Hopefully, it'll bring it all down, and I'll feel more normal. No, I don't want to log off here. I'm always tempted to log off in the happy-go-lucky friendship basement. You see, it likes to scream. It's just quirky like that. And it's also, the floor's on fire. And sometimes when you walk on the floor, it also lights you on fire. We also have a great concierge service. He doesn't have a name yet. Oh, he does! He does. See? Concierge. I wouldn't worry about how this room doesn't have any way to get out once the doors are closed. It just happens like that. It's just quirky like that. This is the oldest room. It's like the very first day, when this world launched, I spawned right over there. I think the world spawn is literally like right here somewhere. I think it's either there. I think it was originally here, and then for some reason in one update it moved over to here somewhere. It's somewhere around here. Spawned right here before all this was here. Before anything was here, there was just a bunch of trees because it was a plains biome. I picked this little hill to build a house on. I was like, this would be perfect for a home. You know? It's got a hill. It's got some caves. The original plan was it had these big wide caves so I could put horses down here. Specifically in these rooms, which were the very first rooms I dug out. On the very first day of the very first launch of this world. I dug these rooms out for my horse. And then I put my horse in there, logged off, and I logged back in and the horse wasn't there anymore. And then it happened 5 more times with 5 different horses. All my horses died. Or were taken, or went mysteriously missing in this basement. And then T-Man, like, when the first time when he joined the server, he went into my basement and was killed by mobs. I've never been killed by mobs in here. Actually, I've never died in this basement at all. But T-Man came down here and he was killed by a skeleton. Water? Oh, you're right. I'm getting distracted again. I need to get some water. And we'll take a break. Again, I can't log off here. I cannot log off here. I need to log off over here. Don't log off in the basement. Don't do it. It's tempting. You'll never leave. Ever. I've learned a very hard lesson is to log off looking at the house from afar. You know, enjoying it from a distance. Do not log off in the house. Do not go in the basement. Guys, don't go in the basement. Don't go. Are you Twitch viewers talking about me while I wasn't looking? While I was grabbing some water? I actually ran completely out of water. Like, all the way. And I realized I forgot to enable the widget for YouTube. So if there have been some subscribers on YouTube joining the fray, I apologize, but it wasn't saying that you had followed or subscribed on the alerts. Goodness. I was really out of water, actually. I have a mini fridge now, just so I can have water on hand at all times because of my arthritis, and because I need water to help mitigate it at least a little bit. And I was completely out of water in my little mini fridge. I have it just right behind me, so I could normally just go up and get one. Out of water completely. Not one in there. So I filled it back up again with some more water bottles. And I grabbed a nice cold one from the other room where the water gets really, really cold. It's not as cold as refrigerator cold, but it should do for now. But anyway, what I was trying to say when I was running around and blabbing a little bit is that standing doesn't necessarily help with the pain, because it hurts in every position, but it particularly hurts when I have my arms bent, and I have to bend my arms to type and move and play games. So even when standing, it doesn't help. And if it's in my leg, not only cannot sit because I can't bend my leg, but I can't stand either because putting pressure on it hurts really, really, really bad. And it could potentially cause damage. Permanent, lasting damage. I have to rest and hope my medicine helps whenever that happens. Normally, it's just some sort of achy pain, sort of like regular arthritis. But other times, it's like a big attack. It's literally an attack. They call it a gout attack. And it's debilitating. My limbs literally swell like I have an infection. And my body treats it like an infection. And that's the other problem. Because I sit all day for work and other things, my blood gets literally thicker with immune cells. And then I get decreased blood flow to my extremities. And that's not good. It can lead to blood clots. It can lead to heart attacks, strokes, lots of the worst consequences imaginable. So it's important that I have my gout treated and I don't flare it up. I thought originally I could treat it with diet. That's originally the plan, because it's a gout. Gout is usually a diet problem. That means no beef, no shellfish, no seafood, and no alcohol. None of those things, period. Ever. But even though when I switched to that diet, which meant even around here, especially around these days, that means no hot dogs, that means no burgers, means no steaks around July 4th in the summer, it's kind of sad. I really can't eat much. I've been even to eat salads and other stuff. It's better for me, probably, but you know, it's sad. It's a change of diet that I didn't want, a forced change of diet. I joke that I became involuntarily vegetarian. There's nothing wrong with a vegetarian lifestyle. It's just not something I would have chose for myself, you know? I like my cheese. I like my food. I like my dairy. And dairy's another one I can't have. Milk, I can't drink too much milk. It could cause flare-ups. Sausage is a big, big problem. No pork either. So that's the sausage patties. That's like pork tenderloin. It's all the red meat is off the table. But what happened was, even when I ate chicken, perhaps the healthiest meat for both dietary reasons and gout reasons, I was having flare-ups. Which that told my doctor, hey, this is something different. It's not regular gout. It's genetic. You're genetically predisposed to this. It's not just because your diet. Your diet is pushing you over the edge. So when you eat any meat, it's causing a devastating blow to my immune system. That's why I got a new medication, and that's why I've been in a lot of pain. So, sorry, I missed all your guys' messages because I was just talking and blabbing. If you do want to collate like an alert for me, you can definitely make it for me. I do need to take breaks. I can't sit for that long. I have to move my legs. I have to get blood flow to my extremities. Like I said, it's pretty serious, and like it's the worst pain I've ever felt in my life when it happens. And I think it's so particularly painful because it's genetic for me. You know, like I said, my grandfathers had it, both my grandfathers and my father, and probably my grandmother too. It just makes it hard, you know, to do anything. I drink a little bit of water, not enough. The intro, that's actually what I was prescribed. That's what I got today. That actually is exactly what I got today. A little, yeah, there's a little bit of water. I took a sip. Just that counts, right? Or fine, we'll drink some more. There we go. I'll drink some more. I got allopurinol or whatever it is. I got it in a low dose because they need to see if it's going to help first. It should help, but he said because of my unique circumstance, he may not. More water? More water? Please. Okay, I drank some more. It's like a quarter gone now. So we got your gout. I think he's gotten 200 milligram. Took him about 2 days before I started getting. He started feeling better. I hope so. I hope so. We'll see. I've been dealing with it for about 2 years now. I didn't know what it was at first. I thought maybe I hurt myself, I injured myself, or something. I didn't know what happened. So I was dealing with it for a little while, and then it got so bad that I had to talk to the doctor about it. I don't know. Let's see if I got this SlackVille SMP. We're back. His was so bad that he had big toes, had to get oversized slip-on shoes for a wide foot, and would cry when you try to put them on. I know. I feel for him, you know? Jay, I feel you. I feel your pain. So, as a reminder, 20 asked earlier, is this World Public? This one is, you can find through the Discord. I need to set that up on both channels, but what I'll do is, for those of you on YouTube, I'll paste it in there. There we go. I need to set the bots up so I can do it automatically. I thought I did, but it appears they're not working. They're just grumpy, I guess. Keyboard's going out at me? I was having a very weird issue the other day. When I would click Shift J to type Jay's name, yes, this is the one you apply for, yes. This is the one where we're building my big castle. In order to apply, you have to participate in the Discord a little bit. People have to get to know you. We have to know you're responsible. But that's not too hard. We tend to be pretty friendly. There's lots of people to hang out with. The Discord is a lively place. I've been there since the very beginning of that Discord. It's a wonderful place. You'll have to see me in voice chat when I can sit down for a while and I'm not in horrendous pain. So yes. So yeah, it was like Shift J. I was literally, when I was typing Jay's name, which is, I find it kind of funny, because I was like, oh, hey, Adrian J, but instead of J, I typed AY. It was super weird. Now it does work. Let's see. Now it does work, right? I could type, yeah. I think it was an update issue. Sometimes if your drivers don't update correctly for your keyboard, something will go wrong. Or it could be, like you said, the keyboard itself could go bad, right? Keyboards, especially mechanical keyboards, they wear over time. They're, you know, a physical object. They don't last forever. So pressing buttons can often cause them to, like I said, decay over time. And I use the left shift all the time. Left shift is, well, the shift button's on the left side of the keyboard. And it's just the one that I always press because I play Minecraft. I'm a gamer! Shift button is the way to say hi. Let's dab to Durban since he's in alone. So hitting it in J was super weird because all the other buttons worked. Every single other shift plus combination worked. And then what was even weirder is the right shift button and J worked. You know, and so did caps. Right? It was just Shift J. And it wasn't, because you can, here's a nice trick. If your keyboard isn't working, there is a way to get a keyboard to appear on screen in Windows. If you search for keyboard in your little Windows search bar at the bottom, the like virtual keyboard will appear on screen, and you can type with that one by just clicking with your mouse. So if your mouse is working, but your keyboard isn't, you could get around it for a little bit. It doesn't work for everything. It's pretty janky, to be honest. But they can also test if the keys are working, like if the inputs themselves are physically working, or I shouldn't say the inputs are physically working. If the software is working, right? There's the hardware, literally hard, because it's the physical object that you're playing with. And then there's the software, the things on the inside that make everything happen. When you run the virtual keyboard, you're checking if the software for your keyboards are working, you know? Does the keys actually respond in the way they should? As opposed to hardware when that fails. And it worked. Like, I had no problems with the virtual keyboard. It was just weird, you know? So I was like, for a little while, for like a week to 4 days, something like that. I had to type capital caps lock J and type all the other characters the same way. Like when I typed Jade's name, it was just Ade. It called her Ade a couple of times instead of Jade. Laptop keyboard used to be one, but I've been lazy using it. Oh, when I had a laptop, the one that caught fire and tried to kill me. Have you guys heard that story of the laptop that tried to kill me? They caught on fire. They pushed all my pencils off the desk. The one that cut me. It drew blood. My laptop drew blood. We hope you have much of success as the new med as Jade has. I hope so. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, well, a short story, long. Back in college, I was taking a very specific course that required a computer with a CD-ROM drive. A CD-ROM drive, for those of you who too young to know what that is a pop-out drive that would take CDs, right? Back in the day, before hard drives were really good, where you could physically store stuff on your phone or on your computer really easily, the best way to store things was literally on CDs. And most computers had this little drive where a little thing would pop out, a little tray, you know, and you put a CD in there, and you put it back in, and then you can load programs from the CD, right? Like, if you're a gamer, like a console gamer, you can think of the days of console games being CDs that you would put into your system. I think most modern systems can still support those kind of discs. That's like similar technology, right? Anyway, some programs need to be downloaded through a CD. You can't download them over the internet, especially really old programs. And for my one course, I needed a CD-ROM drive. So I got a laptop from a company that shall not be named. And they charged me a ridiculous amount of money for it. And this was back in 2016 for a laptop that went out of production in like 2006. And then it was stopping support in 2008. So it was already 8 years out of support. And it was on Windows 8 at the time. But it was the only one I could find anywhere in my local area with a CD-ROM drive. I didn't even think, Jay told me about this the other day. She's like, why didn't you just get one of those portable CD-ROM drives? They're so tiny, you can fit them anywhere. I didn't think about that. I'm sorry. I didn't think about it. I just got the laptop. So I got the laptop, and the first day I turned it on, I need to download my programs for class, you know? Classes are starting the next day. Big deal, you know? Fearless, in the true procrastinating fashion, was not getting anything done until the last minute. So I opened the laptop up, I turned it on, and it was Windows 8. Windows 8 is an older operating system. I use Windows 10. I really like Windows 10 as an operating system. I don't like Windows 8 because it's more like an iPad touchscreen than anything. Because it was made for the first generation of those portable laptops, which are a weird thing in general. Laptops are portable in themselves, but they made these like touchscreen portable laptops. Touchscreen laptops are still a thing, but it was like, you know, new and fancy. So they made a whole new operating system, Windows operating system, just for these guys. So it had big icons you click on, like an iPad or a tablet or an Android phone or whatever your phone of choice is. And it meant that navigating it like a normal computer was obtuse, to say the least. And I had never really used Windows 8, so trying to get it to work was already a challenge. But then I found, because it was such an old laptop, it didn't even have the storage space to download Windows 10. And the worst bit of all, I was like, okay, it doesn't have all this other stuff. I'll just deal with it, you know? I can deal with this. I can work with this. Let's open up the CD-ROM, and let's put in my CD and download my program. No. No, no, no. You think that would be that easy? No. I was a fool. Because when I looked in the machine, there was no CD-ROM drive. So I call it a CD-ROM drive because just like the other drives in your file folders, when you have a CD-ROM, it appears as one of the main root folders in Windows. That's how it works. It usually appears as the C drive. I mean, the D drive, sorry. C drive is your main hard drive. It's the one where all your stuff's stored on, right? A and B are for floppy drives, which are not a thing really anymore, but that's what they're reserved for. So if you ever plug in a floppy drive to a modern computer, somehow, some way, that's where they would go. They appear as A and B. Because that's how everything was run. Like I said, hard drives were expensive. You had to literally program from floppy disks, which were literal square disks that you would put into it, and they only had like 8 megabytes at most of storage. They were pathetically small. But if you ever wondered what the saving symbol in like Excel is, or like lots of programs, it's a floppy disk, because you're saving the disk. Anyway, that's how the CD-ROM drives are structured too. They appear as a root drive in Windows. if they're working. I bought this laptop. I paid an exorbitant amount of money for this laptop. This 10 to 8-year-old laptop. It was so old, when they gave it to me, they literally blew the dust off of it like it was a movie. Because they couldn't see the tag to tell me what the brand was, because it had an inch of dust on it, because it was untouched for millennia in the back of the store. It was the last one, too. The last one they had. The very last one. Probably the last one of those ever sold brand new, because it was never out of the box. Anyway, and it was a Dell laptop, for all of you wondering. It didn't have the CD-ROM drive. It didn't work. It didn't have the software installed for the CD-ROM drive, even though it's supposed to come with that. That's why I bought it! That's why I bought that laptop. And it wouldn't work. So, I take it up to, and this is like the beginning of college, like my first semester. I didn't have all my geeky friends to ask questions to. So I took it up to like the student support center or whatever. And I'm like, hey, can you fix this for me? And they were looking at me like I was an alien out of space. Because I just brought a bunch of, 18-year-old kids, same age I was, a laptop with a CD-ROM drive. It was more alien than in bringing them an alien spaceship. And they're like, we could try. So we had to rummage around in the back of the room. Because, of course there was no real text there. Because it was like a student support center. It was all run by students who got a little bit of a paycheck after class or whatever. So we went back into the back rooms and we scrummaged around. And we found a Windows 10 installation disk. That was step one. Because apparently, in order to get the CD-ROM drive to work, I needed Windows 10. Because Windows 8 don't like CD-ROM drives. Even though that's what the laptop came with. Anyway. We completely wiped the computer, which is fine. It's a brand new computer. What's the worst that can happen? There's nothing on there I care about. So we completely wiped the computer. And when you do this, I mean completely wiped. It's not like, oh, I hit delete on all my files. I deleted everything. It's a clean sweep of a computer. You rarely, if ever, want to do that to your computer. But in this case, it didn't have enough room for Windows 10. Because Windows 8 is taking up most of the space. So we removed the operating system. Booted it up in BIOS, the thing that allows your computer to turn on, essentially. And we went through the installation procedures, which we had to get from a manual, to install the CD-ROM version of Windows 10, which was Windows 10 release version, which meant when I installed it, I also had to update it to the current release, which took 12 hours. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. We did all that. It refuses to work because it wants to update. So we're fine. I'm like, it's like 4 in the morning at this point. My classes start at 8 a.m. the next day. I gotta go to bed. So I go to bed. And this adventure isn't over. I go to class and my computer's obviously not done because it hasn't downloaded the updates or whatever. So I just leave it there in my dorm or whatever, just to sit there and torture me for an eternity. And I come back and I'm trying to get the computer to turn on or do something, and it's just sitting there like a dead brick. It's decided it doesn't want to work at all. So I take it back up and we fiddle with it some more. We get it to work some more. And then I take it back home and it finally turns on. And it does this thing where it's like, hello, hi. Well, happy little Windows 10 thing. And I'm like setting it up, typing all my information. It makes you like sign up for an account or whatever. I'm like, fine. When I get to the Windows 10, now it's Windows 10, all nice and fancy, modern operating system. CD-ROM drive was still not there. It was still not there. At this point, I sort of gave up on it a little bit because I'm like, I don't want to deal with this. It turns out the class I was taking was a terrible, horrible, horrifying class, and I'm a bit of a studious type. And they told me that I had to fail every other class to get even a passing grade in their class. And that was like telling me nuclear apocalypse was going on outside. There was no way on this earth, hell or no high water, that I was going to fail all my classes that I was paying an exorbitant amount of money for to attend. I was paying good money to go to college. I wasn't going to fail every class just so this one itty-bitty class that made me buy an exorbitantly expensive laptop for a CD-ROM drive just to get a passing grade. Long story short, I dropped that class before the semester was over. So, the need for the CD-ROM drive went down quite a bit. That wasn't the end of the story of the evil laptop. This is the beginning of the story of the evil laptop. We haven't gotten to the point where it drew blood, like a vampire. So, I started using this laptop to take notes in class. It's much easier than writing stuff down. I have terrible handwriting in real life. Didn't want to write stuff down, so I took a laptop. I could take notes, I could take pictures, I could save them to it. It's really nice. So I'm writing my notes up, looking at the PowerPoints, doing my homework, you know, all this fun college stuff. And when it comes to the big test for one of my classes, and remember, this is one of the classes that my other teacher told me I better fail if I want to even pass his class, or her class, I should say. So it was a big deal to me to do well on this test. Big deal. My first semester in college, my first big test on a big class. And then, disaster struck. In a way you wouldn't expect. I'm sitting there, getting ready to take my test. I brought my laptop because the professor said it could, because I didn't want to leave it at home, because I had other classes to go to, and that campus is particularly large, so it took me a very long time to run back to my dorm, grab my stuff, and come back. So, I was working on keeping the laptop with me at all times, taking it around wherever I go. So I made an agreement with the professor that I wouldn't open it during the test. I would just let it sit there on my desk. I didn't really have much place to put it. It's one of those big lecture halls. Lecture halls in college, if you've ever seen one, it's just rows and rows of seating. You know, if you've ever seen college in movies, it's probably the lecture hall. You know, rows and rows of seats, like a theater, where the professor sits at the front. So there's not really a place to put my laptop anyway. It's also one of those big 2008 laptops. You know, it's bigger than my whole body. So there's no place it's going anywhere other than on my desk. So I set it on my desk, and I put all my pencils on my desk. You know, I'm ready for my test. And then I'm sitting there, and he's passing out the tests, and he passes out in front of me. And right before I go to grab my first pencil, the CD-ROM tray on the laptop, the CD-ROM tray that never worked, ever, not once, opened. And guess what it did to all my pencils? Just take a guess at what the evil laptop decided to do with my pencils. It decided to throw them all off the desk. All of them. And in the silent lecture hall, where everyone's getting ready to take their first, like, midterm exam, you heard this clank of pencils hit the floor. You know? And I'm baffled. I've never even seen it open. I couldn't even get it open, because it would refuse to open. Every time I tried to open it, it would close again. Automatically. Then, I reach in to pick up one of the pencils, and it closes again. And it pinches one of my pencils inside the tray. Now, it's ate my pencil. The one pencil that I had, that it didn't knock on the floor, it ate it. A laptop ate my pencil. I need to place blocks, you know. I can't be too angry. I gotta place blocks. We gotta be productive. I'm too busy telling a story, and I need to balance telling a story and being productive at the same time. It's a hard ask, but we gotta balance it somewhere. Jackson says, I'm trying to see it apply, and I subscribed. I'm gonna probably see it tomorrow if you're streaming by. And then it's never mind. We mean never mind. What does never mind mean, Andrew? Hope never mind means a good thing. So it closes on my pencil, and I'm struggling to get my pencil out because it's like bent my pencil. It's not supposed to be that strong. It's just a little itty bitty motor. But no, it's now bent my pencil, and it's almost broke my pencil in half. So I'm struggling with it to get the pencil out, because I don't want it to break the laptop either. A bunch of wood shavings in my laptop ain't gonna do it any good. So I'm struggling to get the wood out of the drive, and I finally pry it open against its will, by the way, and it's making this horrible noise because it keeps trying to close. And I go, well, now I gotta close the door, the little drawer on it, right? Because it's open. So I reached over. I don't even really touch it. I'm just fiddling with it a little bit, trying to push it closed, and it closes on my finger, and that's when it bit me. The CD-ROM drive cut my finger because it closed so fast, and it pinched my finger. And here I am in the middle of a test, my midterm exam, bleeding on my desk, fiddling with my laptop when I explicitly told my professor I wouldn't. And then my professor's like, MrFearless, what are you doing? He says it in front of the whole class. Because, you know, I'm fiddling my laptop in the middle of a test. And I had to sheepishly tell the professor, oh, I'm bleeding. And he walks on over and he looks at me, and I'm bleeding all over my desk. I'm bleeding all over my desk. And he's like, oh, okay, what are you gonna do about it? And I'm like, because they're like, everyone's confused. Like, I'm bleeding. What did I do to injure myself that bad before a test? I was like, oh, hold on. In my bag, I have Band-Aids because I carry like first aid stuff with me a little bit, because I like to be prepared. And apparently, it was a good idea to be prepared. So I bandaged myself up while my professor's watching me. He's standing there watching. And then he doesn't trust me with the laptop because he doesn't know what I'm doing. So he takes the laptop away and puts it at the very front of the lecture hall. He has this table in front of the projector screen, with a whiteboard on it, you know, so you could write on it. And he sets it under the table in front of everyone. So every student in the entire lecture hall, including like the TA, could be the teacher's assistant, and the professors themselves, could see it at all times. And I kid you not, it did nothing while it was sitting there. While it was on my desk, it was fighting for its life, trying to kill me. When it's being watched, cool as a cucumber. Not a bit of evil in sight. It could never show off its evilness. Only I'm allowed to see its true nature. So, you know, this is halfway through the story. So, what's ended up happening is the laptop has bit me. Right? It's literally drew blood. Many weeks go by, and I'm working on my work as a student. I'm making good progress in my studies. I'm picking my major, you know. In college, you got to pick something called your major, which is like your focus, your academic focus. Yeah. Big deal, big stuff. Because I was switching from my other major that gave me a major headache to something that was more in tune with what I actually enjoy. I actually ended up picking economics. Because I really like math, and economics is like the synthesis of sociology and statistics, right? And statistics is just another type of math. It was like my perfect thing. And the professor was amazing, you know? I was having a pretty good time for my first semester, other than the one course that shall not be named that tortured my soul for all eternity. And of course, the evil laptop. And I had to keep taking a class. It's my only laptop. I don't got money for a new one. So I'm taking it around, lugging it around. And I decided, you know, I got some free time. I'm in college, you know, I'm taking classes, but wouldn't it be nice if I had a way to pay for my coursework, right? Or maybe, well, I shouldn't say that. It was a question I thought about way later when I started streaming. What I initially thought of is, damn, Bedrock, it sucks. Use my language. But Bedrock sucks when it comes to content online for the longest time. When you're watching YouTube streamers, or Twitch streamers, or just YouTube videos, the only kind of content you got back in the day was Java. And they would say things like, oh, this is Bedrock and Java compatible. And they're lying straight to your face. It did not work on Bedrock. They never tested it on Bedrock. They never tested it on the Better Together update. They never tested it on the phone. They never tested it on console. So you would build this elaborate design. And what ended up happening is it wouldn't work. Nothing would happen. Your redstone would explode. It would be all dramatic-like. Or it would just sputter and spot and not do anything. Oh, great. We got another ad. Sorry, guys. 60 seconds. I need to change that. That frequency is too much. I'm sorry, guys. No, we'll snooze it for 5 minutes. I get 3 snoozes per stream, so I'm gonna snooze it. I'm gonna change the frequency on that. I don't like how frequent that the ads happen on Twitch. I can't change it. There's a new system. Don't like it so far. You're still the only penguin. The only penguin in the whole universe? That's a pretty big ask. Anyway, I decided to make my own YouTube videos because I was playing quite a bit in the redstone mechanics of the game. I was getting to understand the intricacies. I wanted to do my own Let's Play, and you can still find that on my YouTube channel today, my very first video. I think this is something I talked about in my last... Oh, did my game crash? No. I talked about this in my last YouTube stream exactly, too. Poor YouTube viewers are going to be like, hey, this is a repeat, you know? And you told the story slightly differently last time. But anyway, I started my YouTube channel. I wanted to be the content creator making Bedrock content if no one else was. I was very frustrated with the amount of content. And that frustration is actually what led me to find Slack and truly Bedrock in general. Actually through a Groova Guy post on Reddit of all places talking about slime farms. Because I was looking for Bedrock specific stuff. Again, this was like in the early, this was before season 0 of TV. You know, a long time ago. So there really wasn't much in the way of Bedrock content. There were a couple of creators. Dallas Med was one. He still makes stuff. He started on his phone. Ibex Toy Cat. Groova would actually be a good example. He was making videos back then. Slack. Those kind of people were making videos, but they weren't necessarily all easily accessible as lots of Java content creators. The Java content creators sort of fill up the space, you know? Whenever you search Minecraft content, there's the first ones that come up usually. Minecraft is flooded with Java. So to find the bedrock content, you sort of have to look for it. You have to know where to look. And I took a great deal of time searching and exploring. We're gonna work on my tunnel a little bit since I'm standing right here. So my goal was, hey, if it's really hard to find bedrock content, I'll just make my own. I'll do my own tutorials, I'll make my own videos. I got free time to do it, it'll be fun. You know, just something else to do with my time. So I spent my time on this really janky, evil laptop. And you may see where this is going already before I did at the time. Especially since this is an evil laptop. Creating my first intros and outros. Working on my very first world, which I still have, my first Minecraft world. Playing with redstone in a serious manner. I had this massive redstone world that I lost a long time ago because of this laptop. Just to put it in perspective. I have a massive redstone world with literally hundreds of contraptions. All sorts of piston pullers, redstone farms. I designed the worst iron farm imaginable, you know. But it was mine. It was my farm. It's nice to take ownership of some things. Even if they're not perfect. Even if they're not the greatest thing ever designed. At least it's your own, right? It's nice to take ownership of things. And that's sort of what I did. I took ownership of my game. I embraced my inner creativity, played with different building techniques, explored the world of redstone and farm design. It was the Wild West. I was having a great time. When all of a sudden, there was this sputtering. Stop. Start. Stop. Start. And the whole screen would freeze, but music would still play. You know? That's kind of weird. I thought to myself, why is my screen stopping and starting and stopping? And I kept chugging along, you know, recording my first video, my very first video, working on my redstone designs, having a little blast in Minecraft, you know? When one day, the worst thing imaginable happened. My computer didn't turn on. It really didn't turn on. And that meant, for me, at least, I lost all my schoolwork. I lost my very first Minecraft world. I've lost all my recordings. I've lost all my Minecraft worlds, all my Minecraft settings. I've lost essentially everything because my computer won't turn on. And it was the hard drive. That's what went bad. Remember how I said the laptop kept opening and closing its CD-ROM drive? It kept doing that in my backpack. I bought a little case for it. Oh, I forgot about the one story. The one time, the CD-ROM drive bit the case and sealed it closed from the inside because it was holding the zipper. So I couldn't open the case to get the laptop out in the middle of class. Because the drive kept opening and closing in the backpack. Backpack maybe isn't the right word. I have a computer case. I still have that case. It's actually right next to me. I used it when I started work. When I started working full time, a little bit because the case is really nice. But I got it specifically for that laptop, the right size and everything. And I'm sorry, guys, on Twitch, there's about to be an ad in 6 seconds, and I can't stop it. It makes it feel worse when I know it's coming. You know? It's like when you have the urge to puke when you're really sick and you have it in the bottom of your stomach all day and you can just feel it coming. I like it. Because I know once it starts, nobody on Twitch is going to be able to hear what I'm saying. I need to change the frequency of that. I need to play with the system. There is a system to change the frequency. Actually, let's do a test. Can anyone on Twitch hear me right now? Can you hear my words? Subscribers should be able to hear me, but I don't know if there's any subscribers watching right now. Not YouTube viewers. If there's anyone out there that's actually watching and not AFK, I have no idea. Hydrates! Okay, we're back. Hey guys, there's something weird I've noticed. After I drink my water, I feel better. Is that weird? Just the random coincidence I noticed that if I'm actually drinking the water like I'm supposed to, my bones don't hurt. Idris says no. Is that a surprise? Should it be a surprise? I need to make more buckets. Anyway, you guys got a fresh glimpse at the story of the evil laptop. It ends with the hard drive dying, me replacing it with a solid state drive that's quite expensive because it was a CD-ROM drive. Well, you know, no, it was just a regular drive, whatever the regular drive is called. I forget. The HDD or the HHD, something like that. That's what regular hard drives are called. They're actually a lot like a CD-ROM drive if you open them up, which I do not recommend. You will damage it permanently. If even a flake of dust gets on a regular hard drive disk, it's ruined, and probably don't even bother trying to fix it unless you know what you're doing. Maybe I'm being a little bit over dramatic with it, but it's pretty bad when you get it dirty. So don't open up. But if you did, it would look like a nice spinning disc, because it is. It has a little head on it, a read-write head, that allows it to read data off the disk and then write data onto the disk. And the lifespan of those disks is based on the wear and tear of the disk itself, because it's a physical object, much like the keyboard we were talking about earlier. The read-write head physically changes the disk, and over many, many cycles of reading and writing, it will slowly degrade the hard drive until it doesn't work anymore. And that's going to take a while, a couple years at least. But I only had this laptop for 6 months, by the way. This whole story has happened in like 6 months. 6 months to a year, at most. So I'm a little flabbergasted that the hard drive went bad. But there's one no-no you get for laptops that's a big one. And it's to do with that hard drive. Really old laptops, especially, often had regular hard drive, not the solid-state drives. Solid-state drives are different. They're faster, they're more powerful, and they're not a mechanical device. They're more like the thing that's in your phone, or a flash drive, or a thumb drive, or whatever you want to call it. Their physical media storage is different. They're not like I said, a mechanical thing moving around. So if you don't want to damage your, if you do want to damage your drive, the mechanical one that spins with the little disc in the inside, an easy way to do it is to shake it around while it's running, because it's spinning really, really, really fast. Because it's a disc, and it's writing to it, and it's reading off of it. And if you scratch it, say by jerking it around while it's spinning, you're literally scratching the disc. And if you remember at the end of my story before the ad break, my laptop was starting and stopping and starting and stopping. It's stuttering. And that's a big sign your hard drive has gone bad. Big sign. Apparently. I didn't know at the time. I was not very computer literate. I'm the most computer literate person in my whole family, and that is not saying a lot. It is flushing, I agree. It is helping quite a bit. Flushing the uric acid. Yep. That's why my doctor told me to drink more water. It can help with mitigating it a little bit. So my hard drive went dead on my laptop because it kept turning on in my bag. One thing I did know is that leaving it on in the bag was a bad idea for the laptop. I was warned, actually, when I first bought it, from those people who shall not be named, that sold me a very expensive laptop that was evil. A demonic laptop that probably came right out of Satan's horns, probably. It was like attached to it. Like he stabbed it right through his horns. Or maybe it's the CD-ROM drive, hung off his horn like a piece of jewelry. Utterly evil. And it kept turning on whenever I had it in my bag. Even though I would turn it off, the CD-ROM drive would turn on and that turns on the whole computer essentially, and it causes the computer to, you know, do computer things, like spinning its little disk, doing its little thinky things. And the reason, okay, so for a more technical reason, aside from the evilness of the laptop, that this was happening is it didn't know it had a CD-ROM drive, so it was using all the different bits and bobs within the computer that are normally assigned to the CD-ROM drive for other tasks. So when it was running, I don't know, some other task on the computer, it would occasionally open the drive. That's the long and short of why it was opening randomly and causing issues. Because, you know, when it was doing its normal tasks, it would didn't know that the CD-ROM drive was there, so it would use the CD-ROM drive parts for other tasks within the computer, you know, which would cause it to open and close and spin up the hard drive, all sorts of nasty things. So I replaced it with a solid-state drive. Replacing laptop parts, not cheap, because laptops don't have a lot of space on the inside. Unlike my beautiful glass desktop that is sitting right next to me, it doesn't have a lot of internal space. Older laptops, really old laptops, have really bulky cases, so they're not too bad. But I had to find a hard drive that would fit in the spot for my laptop. So I took it to a computer store, and like, we'll look around. And it took them like 2 weeks. 2 weeks without my laptop. But they were like, yeah, we got one that would actually fit in the spot. We had to wait for it to be delivered. So we didn't have it on hand. I'm like, okay. So I got my laptop back, right? Kinda. Within the next 6 months, and this is like, what, a year and a half to a year. Like I said, all this is happening way less than 2 years. I'm working on it again. Oh, you may wonder how I got my video back after, you know, I deleted everything. I was actually uploading my stuff to Google Drive because I didn't trust the evil computer from hell. No, I wouldn't trust my evil computer with anything. So I was uploading everything to either Google Drive or Dropbox or something. I think it was Dropbox at the time, because Dropbox is kind of nice. And I had to use it for some college classes anyway to submit my homework. So it was a nice place to store things. So I stored my Minecraft world, my Minecraft files, and my Minecraft recordings. But I did not upload my Redstone world, which was a mistake. A mistake that I have learned from. I always save down all my worlds and never get rid of them. That's why I have, let's go look. I have 127 worlds right now. I actually have over 400 worlds. Probably more like 700 total worlds. But I keep them in folders. And I always copy them, so there's many, many versions of them. So even if I lose one, there's a slightly older version not too far away. So I was able to get my stuff back because it was uploaded there, but I couldn't do anything with it until I got the laptop back. So I got the laptop back, everything's hunky-dory. It's getting to the end of the semester. Actually, I think at this point, it's like the end of the school year, right? My first college year has passed. And I've gone back home, and I've taken my laptop with me because it's an expensive product, and I don't trust it to be alone anywhere. So it's probably going to start a fire like it's Chucky. So I took it with me back home to tinker with it, upload my first videos, play some more Minecraft. And with that, I brought an external keyboard. Actually, the reason why I'm telling this whole story, Adra, if you're still there, is that you mentioning that specifically the external keyboard you use with your laptop reminded me of the story. The very end of the story with the evil laptop. It's death. The death of the evil laptop. The death of the laptop from hell. That's what the name of the stream should be. It died doing what it loved, causing immense pain to me. Because I had it... Oh. I messed that up. I had it in my lap because I was playing with some of the settings with the evil laptop. I was turning it on, getting it all set up. And I was just about to put it on my desk. The same desk I'm actually at right now with my current computer. Because I was going to put my external keyboard in my lap. You know? Sounds smart, right? External keyboard in my lap so I can type pretty easily. It's a much more comfortable position to type than maybe up a little higher. And the laptop would be sitting on my desk because my laptop usually got warm. It's always, you know, try to kill me one way or another. And one of those ways was being like 10,000 degrees ever since I bought it. So the only thing I can think is designed to cause pain and misery. So I always put it somewhere, not on my lap. You know, it defeats the purpose of having a laptop, but whatever. Because, you know, it causes third-degree burns to your lamp even on a normal day. So I'm sitting there fiddling with it, when all of a sudden it gets very hot, very, very hot, very fast. Like in the span of like 30 seconds, it's hot enough to burn me through my jeans. I don't really anymore, but I used to wear jeans all the time. And I know that's like probably a horror movie monster to some people, is wearing jeans all the time. But I like jeans, you know? They're nice. They're sturdy. They last a long time. Broke college student can just buy a couple pairs and they last eternity. I still have my college jeans, although they look like they've been through a couple world wars. You know, they're sturdy pair of pants. So, and they got pockets too. You know, they got everything you want. And I live in cold place, so I'm not wearing shorts. So I had my thick pair of jeans on, and in 30 seconds, it's causing lots and lots of pain directly to my leg. So I'm sitting there, burning alive, and I lift it up, and like lots of laptops, it has its fans at the bottom, these external vents. It's one of the reasons why laptops are so hot on your lamp. There's not a lot of place to vent the heat for your laptops, and the bottom is a nice flat place to vent all the heat, I guess. So I pick it up, and at the bottom, the vent is smoking. My laptop is literally, not figuratively, literally on fire. Literally on fire. Because there's smoke coming out of the fan. And as in one last cruel twist of fate, my final project, which I had not saved to an external device, was on that computer, and that was what was the last thing that was open before the screen went fully dead. And the computer never turned on again. I picked it up, and then I put it on top of my steel dresser, because I was worried it was going to catch me on fire, and I wondered what to do with it. You see, when a battery burns, which is what I think would happen, it's usually a lithium-ion battery. And those kind of batteries are not the kind of batteries you want to play with, you know? This is one of those don't do this at home kind of stories, because battery acid can burn through concrete. And that's what's inside of the battery. And you are not as tough as concrete, I will tell you now. So just imagine what it'll do to you if it gets on you. So disposing of it is a problem. A big problem with laptops. Or even just batteries in general. Because you could throw it out. And maybe it's okay to throw it out. If it's not damaged, what do you do when it's actively burning? I still don't have a good answer for that. Because you can't throw it out. You can't really store it anywhere. It's not like you could take it outside either, because it's battery acid. It'll turn grass into flames in about 2 seconds. It'll burn anything it touches. It can catch dirt on fire. And this ain't no little itty-bitty battery. It's a laptop from 2008. The battery is like 90% of the computer. No joke. Old computers have really big batteries, especially laptops, because the battery technology wasn't as sophisticated as it is today. Modern lithium-ion batteries still are very dangerous, but they're smaller, so they don't hurt as much. They don't cause much damage when they leak. There was a couple of years ago when the Samsung batteries caught a bunch of flack for, you know, lighting people on fire. Because the phone would break, because the phone was too thin to support itself at least. And the battery would become damaged. Lithium-ion batteries, at least in most cases, have like an external casing. It's sort of like a bag. It's literally like a bag around the battery. Like a plastic bag. And what happens is when that bag is punctured, or if the internal cells are damaged, the battery acid begins to leak into the bag, and that's what causes the bloating. If you ever see a battery that looks like a pillow, it's time to get away from it. That means it's leaking, and it's getting ready to burn you alive. And the only thing keeping it from burning you alive is the nice, thin, very, very thin film of plastic between you and the acid. So, like I said, there was a big problem with Samsung batteries at the time. And this isn't just a Samsung exclusive thing. It was because the Samsung phone at the time was very thin. Very, very thin. And that meant that if you put it in your back pocket, you could bend the whole phone. And even on modern phones, it takes up a large portion of the phone itself, so that meant you often damage the battery. And then, you know, explosive bomb in your pocket. Especially if you have jeans on, like I wear. with your phone in your back pocket, those pockets could be pretty tight. They don't got a lot of room. Despite being large pockets, they're pretty tight fit. So you may hold on to your phone while you're desperately trying to get it off before it burns you alive. Anyway, laptop batteries are like, I don't know, 25 times bigger. So imagine that scare. The one that was with the Samsung Galaxy phones. But now it's this massive laptop battery that I have sitting in my room, and I don't know what to do with it, you know? So here I am, just staring at my computer, as it stares me down, because again, once again, it's the laptop from hell. And I'm wondering what to do with it. There isn't many options, so I keep it. It's probably a mistake. And it's actually sitting behind me right now. I never got rid of the laptop from hell. I said during the last stream that I would take a picture of it. I think I will. I'll take a picture of it and show you guys. And maybe someone out there will know, oh yeah, that's not from 2008, it's from 2007 or 2012. I'm like, oh, thanks. Makes it way better. Could have tried to kill me. All I know is what the people told me when I bought it, and they didn't seem to know what they were doing either, so I felt in good company. I never researched the computer beyond trying to fix it. I never went back to it after it gave up to me on the last time. I could probably get the SSD out of it, if that's not what caught fire. You know, at this point, I'm just assuming it was the battery. Maybe that's foolish of me, to assume it's the battery. But I wouldn't be surprised if the battery just went bad. I mean, everything else went bad inside the computer. It was literally evil, so... Why wouldn't also... battery go bad, yeah? And that's usually the things that give you nice little flames when your computer gets angry like that. There are other things that could catch fire. One other thing that could have melted, and maybe is the reason why it's not tried to kill me since then, is the fan. Laptop fans... Well, I should say the fans on any computer are another mechanical point of failure. Sometimes mechanical systems can be really easily admired, like pinball machines. Have you ever seen the inner workings of a pinball machine? They're really cool. Or like old-style windows on a car, those crank windows. They're really cool because you can feel the physical mechanism that's moving them up and down. In this digital age of touchscreens, you really don't get that tactile feeling of moving things around as much as you used to, right? Or like buttons and dials on cars, right? If you got a really old car, you still got buttons and dials in there, but modern cars don't really have them as much. And because of that, when it comes to old stuff, it's like really easy to see how it works. But it's also really easy to see how it breaks. Mechanical things, that is, objects that make contact with each other and move around, like gears and pistons and pulleys and all sorts of fun stuff, they abrade over time. They literally rub against each other. Where electronic systems don't have the same kind of fatigue. There is fatigue, physical fatigue, on the inside of your computer that can wear it out over time. It doesn't last forever, obviously. It's still a physical object. But it's just not the same kind of fatigue that you get with physical objects. So, long story short, your fans on your computer can be a point of failure. Because, unlike the rest of your computer, it's mostly a physical object. It's just a thing that spins. It has a little motor, and it spins. Right? So, if it gets dirty, or if it spins too long, or if it gets too hot, or it just gets old, your fan can fail. Now, your fan's important because it regulates the temperature of your computer. Remember I said your computer doesn't really fatigue in the same way as other things do? Well, one of the ways it does fatigue, like mechanical systems do, is that it can burn or melt. That's why you need temperature regulation. It gets really hot inside a computer. If you've ever had a computer get really warm on you, you know what I'm talking about. It's just the nature of being an electronic device. Warmth is there. And so when you work on computers, if you work on computers, you see all these weird cooling systems from fans to liquid cooling, yada, yada, yada. But really the tried and true, trusted method of computer cooling has almost always been fans. Liquid cooling has almost always been there since like the first computers were born. Like some supercomputers needed liquid cooling like early in the days, but the very first computers either cooled through the air because they were so slow that they didn't accumulate enough heat to do damage to themselves, or they used fans because, like I said, fans are nice, easy mechanical solution, and mechanical solutions are much easier to work on with physical fingers of us beautiful humans than the small microscopic electronic systems within most modern computers. So back in the day, you know, without all that fancy future electronics we have, mechanical stuff was really only the way to go. Actually, the first computers used reels, sort of like a film. That was like the very first way of storing anything. Before floppy disks, before drives, before any of that junk, there was reels. And that's a mechanical storage medium. It doesn't last very long because they degrade and fall apart over time. But when you're doing calculations every day, you can replace those and make more. Or, I think even before reels, there were punch cards, right? If you're old enough, you probably used a punch card to punch in at work, like literally punch in. That's where the term comes from. I never used them, but my father did. They're literally a card with a bunch of holes in it, and then you punch it to say I was here. And then, you know, your mechanical system registers in. Anyway, fans fatigue because they move around, and when they don't move around, your computer gets hot, and then your computer moves around because it's melting, literally. So if my computer fan was not working as it needed to, then it would cause the internal system to heat up, causing either the fan itself or some other component of the computer that got really hot to smoke. Yeah. So, from the computer from hell, one of the other things I noticed, other than it causing third-degree burns in my legs, or trying to anyway, was the fact the fan stopped. The laptop was always loud. Like I said, old laptops are just loud. They'll let you know they're there because their fans are pretty beefy. Modern laptop fans can still be loud. They're just better designed, so they move air more efficiently without making so much noise. And they're often not as poorly placed as well. You know, to top it all off, old computers often had poorly placed fans compared to the rest of the internal components. It's still a problem with the Apple computers, I know. All you Apple fanboys out there are going to be like, how dare you insult Apple? The problem is that their designs are so slick and so slim, there's not a lot of room internally for all the things it needs to do. I mean, if you ever looked at one of their mouses, they literally have a charging port on the bottom. And it's because their aesthetic design is the most important focus. It's the main selling point, other than the synchronicity between all the different components of Apple products. They work really well together. I will say that. You know, if you have an Apple phone, an Apple computer, and an Apple spy device in your house that talks to you, then they all tend to work pretty well together. Like I said, what is happening is the fan goes bad, and then your computer gets hot, and it literally cooks itself. So with my evil laptop, right before it started cooking me, the fan went out. And sometimes that was because, you know, I was doing some settings, and the computer wasn't working as hard, so it was okay for the fan to go down. In most computers, they have an internal mechanism of some kind that regulates the fan's speed, right? It spins fast when it's hot, essentially, is the goal. And different computers have different ways of measuring when it's time. An easy way to think about it is some of them use heat sensors. Not all of them, though. Some of them just, you know, do it when they feel like it, I guess. And this laptop fan often went off and on and off and on, which made it even more annoying. So the laptop of hell didn't also just try to kill me. It tried to drive me insane by making as much weird noises as possible and never being predictable. So the fan turning off was never like, oh, no moment, because it always did that. And even if it was running as it should, the fans go in and out all the time on computers anyway. It's just how they work. When they get too warm, they run the fan. If it's all good, they slow down. And that's partly because of noise, like I said, that can be loud. But it's also because if they spin it too much, like I said before, they also fatigue themselves. The fan motor runs its course, and then it's dead. So one way of extending the lifespan of your fan is to make sure it spins when it needs, only when it needs to. So the fan going out might have been a sign the fan wasn't working as it should have been. I mean, the fact that I just mentioned that it never really worked right in the first place is maybe a good flag that it was never working. And then it just finally gave out. And it could have been the fan itself, right? Like I said, the fans, most computers don't have a lot of internal mechanisms moving around on the inside. But one of the few things would be the fan motor, right? In order for the fan to spin, it has a little motor that turns electricity into kinetic energy so it can spin, right? There you go, a little physics course just for you guys. And Ruth, when it comes to things that will actually catch fire in your computer, it's a good bet that it's going to be, well, the fan motor, because it's been fatigued. So what could have happened with my computer is that the fan motor caught fire, and then the fan shut off because, you know, the motor's on fire. Then the computer got really hot, too hot, obviously because it was on fire. Maybe, you know, just maybe, the computer that's on fire got too hot. Just a little bit. So it permanently damaged itself, and then it would never turn on. So it could be that the battery ain't bad. It's the laptop itself, you know. That doesn't mean the battery's safe, you know, by no means whatsoever, right? Lithium-ion batteries are still a dangerous breed, we'll say. Just put it lightly. So when it comes to fiddling with it, the answer is don't. Don't fiddle with your batteries. It's not worth it. Apparently another ad in 57 seconds. We haven't been streaming for 3 hours, so it might be time here soon to give it a rest. I do want to fill in this, though. Here we go. Yeah, we made progress on my little thingamabob. My nether tunnel. Not as much work on the mega project, but we'll make more progress on it on Tuesday. I can say that my streaming setup worked pretty well. I'll have to review the YouTube stream for those 2 concurrent viewers on YouTube. Just to make sure that everything went through correctly. Don't know who you are, but thank you for at least lurking in the background. Because I do want to see how this works. There's still more setup that I want to do with the 2 stream set. And that includes fixing my alert system, because I do want to make sure that when someone subscribes to me on YouTube, that I am getting the notifications for that on stream. I don't like that I know when the ad is happening. Because before, when I didn't know when the ad was happening, I could just continue chatting away, you know? Completely oblivious to the ad stealing the limelight. But now the ad on Twitch, at least, gives me pause. When the ad's playing, I'm like, should I continue talking? Should I continue gaming? Should I address the YouTube chat? You know? Maybe this was the perfect time to begin streaming to both concurrently, you know? Like I said earlier, streaming to both has sort of been a dream of mine. And when I saw that Alien Doctor was able to do it, it sort of reinvigorated me to give it another try. Because I tried a couple times in the past. But my internet and my hardware, I should say the software and hardware, were never enough to really maintain the connection. So, knowing that this is not only feasible, but downright easy, much easier than I thought, reinvigorates me a little bit to continue this dual streaming setup. So I think it'll be fun, you know? It gives me more opportunity to talk with more people and show more people the amazing world we play on. From this world to the many other ones we've had over the years. And we'll continue to play on. Because even with me being sick all the time, I want to make the best of what I can. And I think best is the proper word for it, you know? You can't be perfect. You can only be your best. You know? I know that's like a cop-out sometimes. Like, your best is just an excuse for poor performance, you know? I did my best as an excuse for failure. But failure is not final. And it's not real anyway. Failure and success are a spectrum. And sometimes failure is really obvious, but other times it's just a part of life. You know? Someone that's been really inspirational to me for many years, Rob Ross. A dude who was dead long before I was born, you know, once said, there are no mistakes, there are only happy accidents. Yeah? Okay. Framing that mindset has helped me grow as a person. And I hope it helps you guys grow too with me. We never really stop growing, no matter how old we are, where we are in life. There's always a tomorrow. I'll see you guys then. Thank you all for hanging out with me. Thank you to the raid from Slack earlier. Doesn't say it in the credits, but I really appreciate him popping in at the very beginning of my stream today. I'm going to try to maintain a consistent streaming schedule from now on. I'm aiming for Tuesdays and Thursdays. This Tuesday didn't work out, but you will be seeing me on Tuesdays and Thursdays for the foreseeable future. And I hope to see you guys then too. What I'm looking at right now, and the reason why I stopped talking, is because I'm thinking about how to end streams properly. Now that I have two happening at the same time, sort of have to treat it differently than I would in the past. One of the things that I was thinking of doing is saying goodbye to YouTube, to the one viewer that's there right now, and then leaving it for Twitch, you know, saying goodbye to YouTube, ending the stream, say goodbye to Twitch, or maybe doing the inverse. Saying goodbye on Twitch, giving all the accolades, thanking the whatever moderators, from Jade to Bird to Chewy. I think. What would be the best approach, you know? Maybe it's not for now to dwell on the future. Yeah. Right now is to dwell on the now. So for now, I will bid you all to do. Forgot to find a reading target though. Maybe I should have thought about that while I was monologuing to myself. The dearest viewer, do you have anyone that we could read today? I think everyone is AFK, so I might have to make a choice. Could raid DadCraft. He's live. I could raid Liara. I'm not playing Minecraft, I don't think. They're playing PlanetCraft there. Oh, and I just thought of something else too with the YouTube and the noises that it's got. Will it pick up what I'm doing right now? Because I know Twitch won't. But I set up the YouTube audio differently. Okay, I have someone to raid. We're gonna raid LEU. I haven't raided them in a very long time. They're someone that I occasionally raid because in the past they were one of the few people to be live when I end my streams, which is, you know, snooze time usually. So I'm going to trigger up the raid on Twitch. Sorry, YouTube viewers, raiding on YouTube isn't a thing, I don't think. Wait, is it? Is raiding on YouTube a thing? I wouldn't even know anyone that's streaming on YouTube, right? Who am I gonna raid into? Moist Critical? That's never gonna work. I'm never gonna find someone family friendly and playing Minecraft streaming unless I look really, really hard. And maybe, like those stories I told earlier, it'll be poignant to find other YouTube streamers that also stream at the same time I do. that's the crux, isn't it? There's gotta be, right? Someone out there? Somewhere? Right? Should not look it up. You know what? We're just gonna sit here while I look something up. YouTube. YouTube live streamers can redirect viewers to other platforms or other channels. Sorry, I read that wrong. And that was from 2 years ago. So there is a way to do it for streams. Yeah, was it you hanging out the whole time on YouTube? No, you said, thanks for the stream. Didn't catch much, but it's nice to be able to watch on YouTube because I have premium and don't like Twitch ads. I actually have YouTube premium too. So I feel for you, fam. I hate ads. I use YouTube premium so I can support my favorite content creators, like Slack and the rest, without, you know, suffocating under the number of ads. I saw you actually commented on my YouTube post, my first ever YouTube post. So I appreciate it. Afghan, you've been a part of the Fearless family for such a long time. You will always be a Fearless fam. Only times when I enjoyed the amount of time. I'm glad you could join us. And I will be streaming more YouTube and Twitch in the future. So you can always feel free to say something to let me know that you're here. Or not. I'm not trying to pressure you. People love to lurk, and that's fine too. Lurking is another way of supporting your content creators. But sometimes I feel bad because I know someone that I've seen a lot is sitting there, but I only figure it out at the very end of the stream, you know? But that's a me problem. That's not a you problem. It was good to see you, though. Needs more. It really does need more hot options. I think YouTube in general just needs more emojis. They're kind of sad. What kind of heart emojis? I spelled the word heart wrong. That probably makes it hard to get. There's this one. There's like is that a pride heart emoji? I don't know. There you go. There you go. It's always good to see you. You have work when I stream. That's the great problem, isn't it? The only time I can stream is when I'm not working, and the only time I stream is when you're working, you know? It reminds me of my early streams. The same problem would always be happening, you know? I try to stream, then someone would say, can't watch it, I'm at work. It was C-Bones, I think, because C-Bones works really interesting hours. Back in the day when I streamed at noon, it was like one of the only times I could barely catch my streams, which is a shame. Anyway, there is, I'm going to be looking forward to seeing the redirect thing. Apparently that's what it's called on YouTube. To redirect streams to other content creators. As I always say, my favorite thing to do when streaming is to support other content creators. There's a bunch of people out there with other amazing communities doing much the same we are. Playing Minecraft and having fun along the way. And getting to support those creators and show my community to theirs and vice versa has always been a focus of my little channel. So, we are going to be raiding on Twitch. Sorry, YouTube. Not for you today. We're raiding on Twitch to LU. I think this is the point where I would say goodbye to YouTube, then continue with Twitch. Does that make sense? Okay. I end the YouTube stream early by saying goodbye, YouTube. If I don't have anyone, excuse me, I don't have anyone to redirect to, I end the stream. Then I switch over to Twitch, and I continue along with the Twitch stuff, where I read into someone using Twitch. So, I'll end the YouTube stream now. Bye-bye, Afghan. Good to see ya.